On today's Pardon My Take, we have the finale of Pardon My Take at camp, and we've got two great interviews for the people. We have our good friend Will Compton, sober this time, to talk a little football, get us excited for college football, some funny stories from his NFL days. And then we have comedian Sam Morril, our friend, who was on a year ago, pretty much a year ago today, back in studio. We're going to do the Mount Rushmore of Orange things. It's getting tight. We have 4 Mount Rushmores left. We're going to maybe do we're going to start the show maybe reading some headlines because there's not a lot going on, and we've also been at camp. And then we are going to do Fyre Fest of the week, which you will not want to miss. It's all brought to you by our friends at DraftKings.
I'm going to put a must listen on
Must
Fyre
listen.
Fest. Yeah.
Must listen. DraftKings, been hungry for some college football. Well, we finally get a taste this weekend. Don't miss any of the action. Jump in at DraftKings Sportsbook. It's a small but mighty slate of games for week 0, including a big matchup in Ireland, Florida State and Georgia Tech, kicking off the college football season. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, place your first bet. This is going to be DraftKings' biggest college football season to date. Enjoy the ride now all the way through the expanded playoffs. And for all the newbies out there getting into the college spirit, here's something extra special. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. We're also going to do our national champion, Heisman, and conference champion, one pick each when we do the show today. So score big with DraftKings all college football season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers. Get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by DraftKings. Score big with DraftKings all college football season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers. Get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Friday, August 23rd. And boys, I am the sorest man alive.
Yeah, football's back too.
Football is back.
But yeah, very, very sore this morning. Every part of my body, really. We were in the water yesterday, and when you swim, you use muscles that you don't know that you have. And my back is sore, arms are sore, shoulders are sore, my soul is sore.
I was talking to our good friend Rudy, who works with us, and I was like, I'm so sore. And he's like, I'm sorer than you. And I thought in my head, we should, next year when we come to camp, the last day we should do a sore relay race that is just simply like picking things up off the ground, sitting in a chair, getting out of the chair, like reaching in the back seat for something.
I think that the getting out of the chair, it shouldn't be like timed. It should be judged on merit.
Yeah.
So like the noise that you make when you get
like
up.
The belly flop.
How many parts of your body crack?
Right. It's the belly flop. You have 3 judges watch you get out of a chair and how, like, you know, like the sounds, the angles, maybe, you know, touch your toes. The sore relay race would play.
And absolutely no stretching beforehand. So it's just pure 100% your body at that time. My body now, when I stand up, it makes cracks in places that aren't joints. I don't know what's going on.
I think I've had like a sprained or a broken thumb for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah,
but it's one of those things where I don't know when it happened, so I can't see a doctor because they'll be like, why is your thumb hurt? And I think my best guess would be playing video games.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
That's an injury.
I think that's the only time I probably would have injured it.
Yeah. Can you get carpal tunnel in places that aren't your wrist? I think my body has just gross carpal tunnel.
Yeah. So
I think as a podcast, though, we could beat pretty much any other podcast in a swimming relay.
Are you sure about that? If as long as
we showed some impressive skills.
Would
PFT's
it be?
backstroke,
Would it matter though?
my freestyle
about going straight.
That would probably matter.
Yeah, maybe if we had an app where it's distance covered, so if you veer off, kind of like you did, Hank,
Like 3 times in a row.
Yeah,
you looked like Pat Mahomes Sr. trying to drive.
Yeah, you were a blind person in the water.
Well, yeah, I couldn't see.
Yeah, but it was quite something. But yeah, we're a water podcast. Maybe we should get more into the Olympics next 4 years from now.
Water dogs.
Yeah, we are the water dogs who have been eliminated. They were the first team eliminated.
Already?
They stink. They got eliminated like 3 weeks ago, dude.
We got to figure out what's going on there.
We won a game after we got eliminated, and our social team was like, "Look at this, we good to finally get a win." It's like, yeah, that could have used that a month ago.
It was an embarrassment of a season. As owners, we don't tolerate that. We don't like losing. If me and Big Cat cared enough to be at the games, we would be like Arthur Blank, and we'd be down on the sidelines, standing behind the coaches, glaring at them.
Yes. Should we do read some headlines? Because we have been at summer camp. By the way, thank you to Mountain Dew, our wonderful sponsor. Mountain Dew is the best. We got off our ass this week with Mountain Dew. The Code Red, the Baja Blast, the original. I've been drinking the original nonstop. Such a delicious drink. So Mountain Dew this is one of those things where if you like seeing us do fun things and we can create fun content that's a little different, please support our sponsors. And our sponsors, Mountain Dew, and Mountain Dew is the best.
We've got a great video that's going to come up. I don't know when it's going to be out. We haven't even taped it yet, but Huey is going to learn how to swim.
Yes. Huey famously, when we asked him if he could swim before surfing in the Pacific Ocean, said, "I kind of can swim."
I think he said, "I think I can swim."
He said, "I think I can swim." I haven't swum in 7 or 8 years, but I think I can swim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know Huey's not a witch because he's going to sink.
Yes. Okay. Quick read a headline. So we do have football tonight or Thursday night, but no one's playing. Are any of your guys starters playing?
That's disrespectful to Lindenwood. Are you talking about college?
No. I'm talking about NFL.
Because we do have college football, actual
Okay.
college football tonight. Missouri, NC State, Kansas, Utah playing tonight.
You're just off by an entire week.
Am I?
Yes.
God damn it.
Couldn't even be further off by a tiny.
That's close, though.
God damn
Yeah.
it.
You're close.
Week 0 is Saturday.
Yeah, I know week 0 is Saturday. I thought we might get an appetizer on Thursday.
No, that's week 1.
Fuck. All right. No starters are playing tonight. No starters playing tonight. There's actually like an interesting thing, though, about the Bears-Chiefs game. You know, no starters are playing, I think, on either side.
Right.
But the way that it's set up right now with TV rights in Kansas City, you can't watch the game. You can't stream it. You can't watch it if you have cable. You can't watch it on like the local channel. The only way you can watch the game in Kansas City is if you have a TV with the bunny ear antennas.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the only way you can watch the game is if you have a family member playing on the second or third team of the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's another way that you can do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, you can definitely do it that way. But yeah, I just wonder if there's anybody in Kansas City that's like we were for Hard Knocks, that's going to be like, I've kept my bunny ears this whole time just for a moment like this. Fuck you guys. I get to watch week 3 of the preseason.
Yeah, week 3 of the preseason. It used to mean something. It used to be starters all the way through the third quarter.
Yeah, it was a dress rehearsal.
Back in our day. Okay, so there's no college football tonight.
No college football. That was a test.
That was a test.
Yeah.
For everyone out there. I hope no one failed that. Also, it would have been a funny test because this
Are the
would have
Chiefs playing
aired
tonight?
after those games had aired, if you were correct.
Yeah, you missed out.
So you were double off. Okay, you guys want to read the headlines real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Sources: Ferentz suspended for QB recruiting. So Kirk Ferentz is out for the week 1 game against Illinois State. This is just a funny story to me because the fact that like he got in trouble for recruiting and it's Iowa
Yeah.
is very funny.
That is very funny to me. He got suspended for doing such a bad job of cheating.
Yeah, I hope it was recruiting for a punter.
Yeah.
I hope he went like a all expense paid trip he did like a vacation in Australia on the state of Iowa's dime.
He stayed over at a punter's house.
Yeah.
Like Harbaugh.
Right.
So if he was suspended for QB recruiting, so I guess he was was there one specific guy he was going after?
I don't know. I can look up the story real quick. We can go even deeper than a headline. You ready?
Here we
for
go.
This?
Iowa coach Kirk Ferentz and assistant John Budemare will be suspended 1 game for violation related to the recruitment of transfer quarterback Cade McNamara.
He was on Michigan, and then he obviously got hurt last year. He's going to be the starter this year. So he must have been tampering. Maybe he must have been tampering during that season. Okay, that's a good story. New NWSL CBA drops draft, increases salaries.
So they're going to try out the Mike Florio rule.
Love that.
Which is what happens if there's no draft and it's just the free market.
I think that's a good idea.
Pure capitalism.
Yeah. Let's do it. I'm in for this.
What are the richest teams? Who are the richest owners that are going to benefit from this?
Probably
Los Angeles. Doesn't LeBron, Serena, aren't they involved there?
Yep. I would say like maybe the Spirit, the Gotham, the Red Stars, the Reign, the Royals,
all of
the
them.
Racing Louisville FCs. I'm just naming these off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think the best way to treat this is just to say LeBron has ruined women's soccer.
Yep. That sounds like a good path forward.
Okay.
Yanks back Judge after criticism from Little League World Series coach. So there was a story. This is where we're at in the sports calendar. Right before football is the deadest time. I actually think, as much as we think July might be the deadest time, we usually have like some soccer tournaments going on. We have baseball,
Olympics.
Yeah, All-Star game. This might be the deadest week of the year. Right before we get to like the busy time. This is the fourth headline on ESPN right now.
This week is so dead that I mentally fast forward an entire week.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Next week.
Just erase it.
So there was a controversy that I guess Aaron Judge big leagued the South Shore Little League coach Bob Laterza. I think this is the Staten Island team. And then everyone was like, no, he didn't big league them. So yeah, he said, Laterza said, how about turning around or waving to New York and the kids that think you're a hero? They're the ones who pay your salary.
Fact.
The kids pay his salary. Yeah, I love it.
Also, wait, literally, he is big leaguing them. They're the little league.
Yes.
And Aaron Judge plays in the major leagues.
Yes. And then the Yankees had to release a statement that said Aaron Judge always acts with kindness and respect. The coach could learn a lot from him. I love that.
Yeah.
This is a great battle.
Anytime you can work, you could learn a lot from somebody into a sentence. It's always you win that argument.
Yeah. Aaron Boone said, not even going to dignify Laterza's comments with a response. Aaron Judge is as good as it gets. That's literally, you responded.
But on the other hand, I would like Aaron Boone to show some of this fire that the Little League coach shows.
Yeah.
Like the Little League coach, he goes on the attack against people. It feels like Aaron Boone's always playing defense for his guys.
Yeah. Judge said, I got no response for that. I'm not going to give him a response because it's about the kids. Again, this is a response. This is what it's all about. We got a chance to spend a lot of time with quite a few kids in Williamsport, make some great memories, had a great time at the game, besides the loss. So I kind of want that to be the focus. Whew. I hope this keeps going on. Laterza's got to fire back.
Yeah, I mean, right now it sounds like Aaron Boone big leagued him.
Yeah, Laterza, you're kind of on the defense now. Let's see. Ronaldo creates YouTube channel, breaks record.
This is kind of crazy.
What happened?
He joined YouTube and got 8 million subscribers in like 1 second.
I think he's up to 12 now.
Did he do a giveaway or anything? Did he run suicide?
He's not a charity guy.
Did he do the shock collar?
He did a mukbang.
Did he do the shock collar or the lemon in his eye?
Mukbang. That would do numbers.
What are you gonna say, Max?
Never mind.
I think
Okay.
We'll get to it, Rushmore.
yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. I think Messi could dominate these numbers.
Oh,
if
absolutely.
he came out with a YouTube channel.
Yes.
Easily. By the way, I had this thought about Messi. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast. What's stopping the United States from just giving Messi a U.S. passport for the next World Cup?
21.3.
The fact that Messi wouldn't play for us?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Pochettino, Argentinian guy too.
Pretty
now
sure.
our head coach.
I also don't know if he'll play in the next World Cup. He's getting a little old.
He's getting old, but wouldn't you want him on the U.S.
Of
team?
course I would. I think Messi really likes Argentina.
What if we gave him a shitload of money?
I don't know if that's legal or not, but I still think Messi, he's a god in Argentina. What would happen if he does that?
I'm just dreaming.
He loses god status.
I'm just dreaming, and I'm thinking outside the box. And there's got to be somebody out there that's got money to burn. And if you're Jeff Bezos, give him like $1 billion to play for the U.S.
passport. I don't think Jeff Bezos cares about anything besides being rich, bald, and doing TRT.
Yes,
allegedly.
steroids.
Is Jeff Bezos going to buy the Celtics?
No,
What? Why'd you say no so fast?
because I saw a report that said he wasn't interested.
Oh, okay. So I guess that's good to know.
Good report.
Wouldn't you want him to buy the Celtics?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't.
I want him to buy the
People
Bears.
are throwing out this new stadium shit though. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, the Amazon touchless stadium.
I don't think the
That'd be cool if it was
they
virtual
don't need,
fighting.
Boston doesn't need a new stadium. That's just like an owner would want a new stadium.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos would just build a new stadium because he can.
But we don't need that.
I'm fully supporting Jeff Bezos buying any team because it goes back to my original, my longtime take that if you're that rich and you don't own a sports team, you're a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, it's the only thing you should want. The point of getting money is that you can own a sports team.
It's the only thing that actually costs the amount of money that you have. You know what I mean? Like once you have the billions and billions that Jeff Bezos has, there's nothing left to purchase.
Yeah, you want to own the best toy in the world, and the best toy is an NFL team.
Okay.
Jason McIntyre said Simmons was doing that to get his name in the headlines.
To get Bezos' name in the headlines?
Simmons' name in the headlines because he's like, this is what McIntyre said on Coward Show. He was basically alluding that Bezos was or Simmons floated that out there just to get his name in the headlines because he's going through some type of contract dispute or something. Which I don't
levels
believe,
to that shit.
I don't
understand.
I don't believe that, but
Simmons is going through
made
a
me
contract
laugh.
dispute with Spotify.
Wait, so he's saying that
he's-
Simmons is going through a contract dispute, so Simmons decided to talk about the Celtics for once?
Right.
He threw out an unfounded theory about the Celtics, and this raised a lot of red flags.
Sounds like he was just doing his job.
Did Bill Simmons do a potential draft of Boston Celtics owners? And then everybody was like, this is unusual.
Yeah.
What's
what
his
the
angle?
hell? What's wrong with him? Is he sick? Okay, so Bezos maybe, but probably not.
I think maybe. My favorite
A report came
Bezos.
out said he has no plans on purchasing the team. He should start the plans.
Yeah, start the plans or buy the Bears.
Yeah, he probably wants to buy a football team. The rumor was that Dan Snyder would not sell to him even though he was the highest bidder for the Commanders because he doesn't like Bezos because of the reporting the Washington Post did on the Commanders. Also, if you're a billionaire like Bezos, it's probably easier to buy a team that's not in complete disrepair and take that over like the Celtics.
Right.
Like you've got a proven winner already. So that seems like I'm connecting a lot of dots here, but I'm going to dispute that report and say he's not done.
No, he's not done
He's not
being
done.
interested.
He's not. He's still interested.
He's definitely still interested.
My favorite story about Jeff Bezos is that remember when the mistress came out?
Yeah.
When he got that divorce a couple years ago, he got caught having a mistress because he was hanging out. He was at some business conference with MBS, the leader of Saudi Arabia, and MBS was like, "Let me get your number so that we can text later." He gets his number. MBS sends him a text and has like a link on it. It's like, "Thought about you. Check this link out." Bezos clicks on the link. Now Saudi Arabia hacked into Bezos' phone.
Oh, no.
And so they found out all the dirt on him, and they released all the information about Bezos.
That's fucked up.
Yeah,
Have you guys seen
So
Zuckerberg
it'd always be
lately?
your friends that just want to send you links.
I know.
What happened with Zuckerberg?
Have you just seen him?
Yeah, he's trying to get into his swag era. Which again, I respect that too. Like if it's the buying a team, or if you're a very rich guy, you have to essentially do enough performance enhancing, do some kind of weird Navy SEAL, CrossFit, Krav Maga, or whatever the hell it's called, to try to wipe away the fact that you were a nerd.
Yeah, you do that. You also just put yourself in positions to make yourself feel uncomfortable because everything about your life is super comfortable. So you go on like 2-week-long retreats where you don't do anything but drink water. You just try to make yourself feel like you're poor again.
Yeah.
In order to tap into some like deep yearning missing piece that you have inside.
Or
you.
when Zuckerberg got choked out, but then had to release a statement saying he did not get choked out.
He did not, in fact, get choked
I
out.
also would love to interview the guy who choked him out because I feel like he didn't choke him out as hard as he would any other person.
You think he let up at the end?
Yeah, of course he did. If he's getting paid by Zuck, he definitely let up a little. That wasn't a full choke. So actually, now that we're talking this out, Zuckerberg got choked out in a half choke.
Yeah, I also think that billionaires sometimes if you get that much wealth and power, you have this deep dark instinct that takes over that makes you want to be an evil billionaire and take over the world and potentially destroy it. And so you just have to do everything you can to like steer yourself away from that instinct.
Yeah,
They're all evil.
they're all evil.
We got
I like that.
Bernie Lockwood.
Oh, little Rose Avatar Hank over here.
Yeah, eat the rich, Hank.
Like that. They're all evil.
Yeah, they are.
Because Hank thinks that anybody that's worked that hard to become a billionaire is an idiot because they didn't take any vacations.
Right.
Hank
But
will
now
never
they
be a
do
billionaire.
take ultimate vacations. that was kind of all the headlines. So it was Ronaldo and Aaron Judge fighting with little leaguers. I just pulled up CBS Sports. Purdy leads young QBs on contenders. I like this as a topic where you can rank Purdy number one, but not have it be number one. Like if you do the age thing, so you can leave out Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, all those other guys.
Like who would you start a franchise with right now? The answer is still Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes. I was gonna say CJ Stroud if you're doing age under 25.
I do Jaden personally.
Yeah, I'd like to be Caleb Williams. I want to see him play in the NFL. I'm being realistic. I'm not going to get crazy. Okay, anything else? Well, let's do. Did you just fart?
Hank just farted.
You just farted?
No.
Yes, Hank definitely farted.
You gave me eye contact and farted.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Farted.
You looked at me and farted. You're sitting in a wood chair.
What does that have to do with anything?
It makes a louder noise. Like it was a very clear fart.
I'll have to check the tapes.
Yeah, no, Hank, you farted before the podcast started.
You just looked at me
and
and
that was
farted.
the exact same sound.
We're going to have to check the tapes.
You're real comfortable, huh?
I just had a lot of, I don't know, a lot of Stella Blue.
Was that it? Oh.
Now you're mad at us for acknowledging that you farted on our podcast.
You're the one who stared me in the eyes and farted during the podcast.
Hank, there are people that are there's a million people listening to this right
didn't
now,
hear that.
and you're just like, fuck them.
I didn't mean to fart. Slipped out.
Control your sphincter.
Oh man, Hank. Okay.
Hank had a lot of nitrous this morning.
What?
Loosens your butthole.
What's nitrous? Like whippets?
Yeah, Kanye.
All right, let's do.
Would Kanye do like $60,000 of nitrous
He's
a
addicted
month?
to nitrous, and then there started this debate online. It's like, why isn't nitrous just legal? And everyone replied, because it actually burns your brain cells.
Yeah,
Like it's actually the one to get high with nitrous. It's because you have a lack of oxygen to your brain, and your brain is dying. Oh yeah, Kanye got that hookup.
so there's a very funny text thread that was going back and forth between Kanye, his dentist, and I guess his old boss. And his boss or his dentist. Have you seen his Instagram page?
Yes,
Dr. Thomas Connolly.
Yes,
he's a jacked up dentist with head and face tattoos. He says this needs to be a long-term goal. Get recreational nitrous legalized. Meanwhile, we master the delivery system with a 2-year head start. And then Kanye's old business partner said, surely you're joking. Prolonged misuse of nitrous causes birth defects, problems with B12. Spinal cord will disintegrate. Why would anyone want to introduce another drug to an already depressed, addicted, demoralized, and apathetic population of dopamine slaves? Then Kanye follows that text with, can I have the nitrous today?
Spinal cord what is it? I can't say the
Disintegrate.
word. Right. Disintegration. That's got to be one of the worst side effects for a drug.
For anything, yeah.
Yeah. Your spinal cord will disintegrate.
It's pretty important.
Turn into dust.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do our college football picks real quick. It is not week 1. It is week 0. Next week is week 1, but let's get them in right now. DraftKings, you can bet them all on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So we've been tasked with a national champion, Heisman, or conference winner. I will let you go first, PFT.
Okay, I do apologize for thinking that there were week 0 Thursday games when I was looking at the app. I got a national champion pick. I have 2, but I'm gonna tell you
2 can't win it.
I have one that I already bet on,
Okay.
but I have one that I like more than the one that I bet on. So I'm going to give you a brand new one.
Okay.
The Texas Longhorns.
Okay.
I like the Texas
What are
Longhorns.
their odds?
Their odds are, I believe, 850.
Okay.
8.5 to 1. Texas is back. We might see Arch Manning if Ewers has any issues, but I think that Ewers is still obviously one of the best quarterbacks in college football. And their hardest game is Georgia. They have that at home. And with the expanded playoffs, I feel
They have to go to Michigan, too.
they have to go to Michigan, but I'm thinking Michigan's a big question mark this year.
They're still going to be good.
They'll be good, but there's a lot different
Yeah.
at Michigan from the national championship team. So I think Texas will also benefit from obviously the expanded playoff. If they do lose one of those tough games, still very much in it.
Yes. All right, Hank, your conference champion pick?
I'm gonna go with the conference, our local conference, the Big Ten. Little long shot.
It's more than a little long shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They are the 9th. This is the 9th out of whatever team. 9 out of 10 in the Big Ten.
Out of 10, yeah.
Washington Huskies plus 8,000.
Plus 8,000.
Okay, 80-1.
Damn. Okay.
Hungry dog.
All right, I'm going to go with my Heisman, and this is one that you're going to bet, and we're either going to have great value or was the worst bet ever within the first week, which is what I like to do with my Heisman picks. I'm going to go with Miller Moss, USC. They play LSU week 1. I think it's actually the Sunday game, so it's going to be a standalone game. If he comes out and balls, it's right now 35-1. It will be half that price if he comes out and balls. I also am high on USC this year simply because they got rid of Alex Grinch, the worst defensive coordinator of all time.
Yep.
So they will be better on defense. If they're better on defense, the offense doesn't have to press as much. They could maybe have a better record. Miller Moss, Heisman Trophy winner, and guess who just churns out Heisman Trophy winners? A little guy named old Stinkin' Riley.
Stinkin' Riley. Now, where's that first game?
I think it's neutral. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
LSU
it's either
loves doing the
in.
neutral
It might
sites.
be in Louisiana, or New Orleans, which would not be neutral. But I think this might be the Camping World game where they play in Orlando. Which wasn't that stadium built during the war or something? Is there something weird with the Camping World Stadium?
I mean, just based on U.S. history, it was probably built during a war.
Yeah, that's true. Hold on, I'm gonna find that because it's actually in Vegas. It's in
okay.
Vegas. No, there's a weird because the fact that Orlando has a football stadium makes no sense, really, right?
Blake Bortles.
Well, no, but they have their own football
Yeah.
stadium. Camping World is just a neutral football
For
stadium.
just this type of occasion, yeah.
It opened in 1936 as Orlando Stadium. Has also been known as the Tangerine Bowl and Florida Citrus Bowl. 1936? That's crazy that Orlando. If you had asked me when Orlando was created, I'd be like, I guess whenever Disney.
Yeah, Disney. So Orlando built this. Was that during the Great Depression? Was that like a New Deal?
I think
Like
so.
FDR is like, I'm going to give money to build the Hoover Dam. We're going to do a lot of mining and bridge construction in Tennessee. And we're going to build a football stadium in Orlando.
Yeah, so that Florida State can play LSU week 1 sometimes.
Save the economy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was under the Great Depression.
Was it really?
Stadium was built immediate east. Yeah, it was built for that reason. Capacity of 8,900 is Orlando Stadium. First college football bowl game was played on January 1st, 1947. That's not actually the first college football bowl game. I did a bad job of reading that sentence.
So Miller for Heisman.
Yeah.
He's got a good Heisman name.
He's got a good Heisman name. Lincoln Riley, USC. USC no longer playing in the Pac-12. They got some big primetime games. They're playing like Penn State. I believe I don't know if they play Ohio State. I know they play Wisconsin, but they start the season with LSU. Again, this is a bet that if he plays well against LSU, it's going to go from 35-1 to 20-1 overnight. Okay. We're going to do a bunch of college football previews next week, by the way, so everyone get ready for that. We will make sure that we stuff your brain with college football previews. Those are coming. Let's do our Mount Rushmore. So we are going to do our Mount Rushmore. It's brought to you by our friends at Mountain Dew. You know what we all need to get more of, off our ass with bold flavors and refreshing citrus kick. Mountain Dew will get you off your ass and have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain, a mountain where the weather is always perfect, your friends ready to hang, and a day of epic proportions awaits. We love Mountain Dew. We've been in the lake, we've been doing softball, we've been doing rock climbing. Mountain Dew is the best. I love the original Mountain Dew. That's my personal favorite, so thank you to Mountain Dew. We've had an awesome time at camp this week. It's been so much fun, and it's in big thanks to Mountain Dew for sponsoring it and getting it all together, so go do the Dew. Original is the way to go. Hank's a Baja Blast guy. I think PFT, you're a Code Red guy.
I
So
love
we got them
Code
all.
Red.
We got
Code
all
Red.
3 here.
Absolutely fantastic soda.
Okay, so Mount Rushmore of Orange things. We have Max in first last week. We have myself, or on Wednesday, I was second. And then we have a tie for third and fourth. So we have to figure out what we're going to do about the tie.
Yeah, I have an idea.
Okay.
My idea is that it rolls over. It's like in golf. If you tie hole in like a skins game.
Okay.
So it rolls over to this Mount Rushmore. And then between Hank and myself, whoever finishes ahead of the other person, they get the third place points from Wednesday.
And then the other person
gets fourth place.
Okay, I like that idea. I'll throw a counterpoint out there. I think we should give third place to the person who didn't try to meddle with the vote.
Who tried to meddle with the vote?
Hank? Max? Did anyone try to meddle with the vote?
Charity.
Yeah.
Yeah, PFT was so charitable online. I almost want to just give it to him as he really inspired me.
Well, if he
with
was so
his
charitable,
charity.
he'd give it to you.
Well, that's very charitable.
PFT tweeted in the middle of the vote.
So the vote had not been decided yet?
No.
And it was a neck-and-neck race.
He said, I will give an autographed Game Ward Camp Barstool hoodie signed by myself and Big Cat. No
I
one
didn't
else.
agree to that.
Somebody asked me,
To one person
somebody asked me
who
and Big
votes
Cat
in
for a
today's Mount
camp.
Rushmore poll.
Hank, you didn't read the quote tweet part. Somebody had asked.
Must send proof of voting.
And read the rest of it.
Hashtag rock the vote.
No, you left out a part.
You can vote for whoever you want. It will not affect who gets the hoodie.
Correct. So there were plenty of people that sent replies that voted for you.
I'm
Plenty
like,
of people
damn,
that
PFT
voted
is so charitable.
for Max. It's what's disgusting is that Hank thinks that the only reason that somebody can do something nice is because they're secretly trying to do something wrong.
I've been.
I mean, you
literally
were
said-
definitely trying to do something
I was
wrong.
not trying to do anything wrong.
Let's just be clear here. You were 100% doing
Surely
it.
you've chosen the winner then, right?
You've never done that.
the person. Oh, I have done.
There's
I've
a
done
0%
giveaways
chance you
before.
send a fucking hoodie to anyone.
I've done giveaways before. I'm going to send the hoodie. Hank, why don't you pick who gets it?
Okay.
How come you didn't let Hank get to sign it?
Well, because the person asked
Good
me
question.
and Big Cat for one.
Okay.
The person said, "Hey, Big Cat PFT, can I get one of those Camp Barstool hoodies?" That's why I said me and Big Cat will sign.
Did you think about waiting till after the Rushmore poll ended?
No,
Good
because
question.
I was just walking up to the building here. We were getting ready to eat lunch, and I took my phone out, happened to check Twitter, saw that tweet.
Saw we were in a neck-and-neck race.
I didn't know that we were in a neck-and-neck race at the time. It was a very close Mount Rushmore. I think Big Cat had 23%. Hank and I both ended at 21.7%. Mm-hmm. Crazy. I don't think we've ever had a tie like that. And also, after I put that out, Hank went up from like 20.3%
But you weren't paying attention,
to
you said.
20 point.
Right.
Yeah, you weren't paying
21.7.
attention to the vote
Well,
at all.
I did when we sat down for lunch, and Hank came to the table, and he was just looking at me, and he said, "How's your lunch?" But I knew what he meant.
Yeah.
We may need the commissioner to make a.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm just going to say, in fairness, if Hank had done this, I would have gone after Hank, so I have to say that I think that's bullshit.
I didn't do anything though. I was just
You're
trying to be a nice guy.
super charitable.
I was
Yeah.
trying to be a nice guy. You're charity shaming.
I'm not. I've been complimenting you the whole
Memes?
time.
What are the official standings right now?
It is...
Well, it depends.
Yeah, Max has 69 points. I have 57 points, and then PFT and Hank are 3 points apart. So they'll either be, they'd be 2 points apart, or they would be 4 points apart.
Or we could roll it over into this Mount Rushmore, and whoever wins this one gets the points from the tie.
All right, Hank gets it, and PFT loses 1 point.
Okay.
I get subtracted a point.
Wait, he gets subtracted a point?
Wow.
Wow. I don't think you should get subtracted a point,
Memes.
Commissioner.
Well, he did break the rules.
Commissioner,
but-
I don't think you should get subtracted a
Wait,
point.
memes. When Hank explicitly broke the rules and posted what his picks were during Mount Rushmore, he didn't get subtracted a point.
Yeah, that's a bad precedent to set. It should just be...
Well, it wasn't a pick; it was a honorable mention.
No, he posted
did
his
yellow
picks.
Coldplay.
No, I posted
Coldplay. He posted Coldplay.
And he posted.
Can you
he
see
posted
memes
Pikachu.
in the
I
back
didn't
end?
push
Who
people
got
to
the
the
most
vote,
votes?
though. I didn't.
Wait, Hank. Did I push people to vote
Yes.
for a,
Yeah,
cer-
we
for a
pushed
certain
on
person?
desktop.
Push
you can
people
see.
to the vote.
Pull it up.
You're anti-democracy. I'm encouraging people to vote. I don't care who you vote for. Just participate in democracy.
Memes. Just see if you can see the exact amount of votes. Is that possible?
And Hank, I'm giving them the shirt, literally the shirt off my back right now.
I mean, you knew what you were doing.
I had no idea what I was
Yeah,
doing.
you do.
I thought college football started tonight.
I
My
walked up
brain's
to
in the clouds.
PFT and go, "Damn, PFT, you're so charitable." And he goes, "Well, it's not even gonna matter." Like he instantly just got defensive.
So that's
It actually helped Hank.
But you weren't watching the poll.
No, I saw the poll when I tweeted it out afterwards, and then
Wait, how would you know? You saw before you tweeted it.
no, after I just said after I tweeted it out.
So
I saw
how
the
would you know it
numbers.
helped him? Because you didn't see it before.
Good
Well, it was
question.
right after I tweeted it. I looked. Like
You hadn't-
half
you had
second
not
later.
looked-
But you
Oh.
hadn't
No.
looked, yeah.
You
I
hadn't
hadn't
looked.
looked. Half second later, I looked at it.
You hadn't looked at before.
What
that.
inspired you to start being charitable yesterday?
I do a lot of charity. I just don't talk about it all the time.
So what inspired you to talk
The
about
real
it?
charity is, well, because somebody asked me publicly, so I responded publicly, and I care about our listeners. I don't care who you vote for in Mount Rushmore season. Let's be clear here. You have choices to make, and you're going to make those choices. Choose who matters to you, who speaks to you as a representative of your thoughts during Mount Rushmore season on this podcast. I just want people to take an active role in democracy, and I want you to know that your voice matters.
You can't see the actual amount of votes, memes?
All right, Ashley at A Mangled.
And who did she vote for?
Max.
Okay. Ashley Mangled.
A Mangled.
A Mangled. You win. You get the shirt off my back. Big Cat, will you sign it for Ashley? You don't want it, you don't care about the listeners?
I care about Ashley. Maybe I'll just send her my shirt off my back and not have to have any strings attached on voting. I mean, that's how much I care about the listeners. I don't make them do things to get free things.
I didn't make them do anything. I said, if you're going to vote, I want to encourage that behavior. Voting's good.
I just know I'm trying to be fair here that if Hank pulled this move, he would literally be on trial for an hour and a half. Which you, I think, would agree with, PFT.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do a good thing. And Ashley, this is for you.
It's a nice shirt.
It is a nice shirt. Are you talking about the tie-dye one, or are you talking about...
Can you see it,
Looked
memes?
good yesterday, too.
Do you want the shirt?
He's still
I think
pulling
Hank
it
Probably
wants
too
this shirt.
small for me.
You want the shirt, Hank?
I'm sorry.
I don't think PFT should lose a point, but
We'll get to it by the end of it.
this Mount Rushmore? All right. Here, I also wanted to say shout out Carl Ham, who made a very, very funny Mount Rushmore graphic summing up all of our picks this year. I'll just read it real quick. This is the first round. Max, good pick. PFT, good pick. Big Cat, good pick. Hank making a third round pick. Then second round is Max, good pick. PFT, third round pick. Big Cat, pick 1-1 for people aged 35 to 45. Hank, something nobody even considered picking. Third round is Max, good pick. PFT, something hyper specific that wins the votes of 50 people.
Yeah, but they vote hard.
Big Cat, a niche sports reference that nobody else was going to take. Hank, something that Hank has to explain as to why it fits the category. Then the fourth round is Max, good pick / Italian. PFT, it fits a category, but it's just weird. Big Cat, wrestling or kid related. Hank, a reasonable pick. Pretty much nailed it.
That's really good.
Pretty much nailed every single one.
That's our show.
All right, so we're gonna do the Mount Rushmore of orange things, and we don't know the standings right now, but I guess we'll know at the end of this Mount Rushmore. So who's first? Orange things. PFT's first.
Okay.
Wait, who's second? Me.
You, Hank, third, Max, 4.
Got it.
And
Got
it goes 4, 3, 2, 1 in points unless there's a tie.
Right.
Got
Or someone messed with the voting.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Wait.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No.
What were you
go
gonna
ahead.
say?
So Hank got the point. Do we agree with that? On that?
We don't know. What the
I
poll
don't think
said.
memes can find the actual votes, can he?
On the desktop, it breaks
He's
it down
trying.
to the decimal point, and we were tied at 21.7 to 21.7.
But I think we should be able to get into the analytics of the actual
numbers?
post and
Got it.
get an exact
Can we get the overnight
number.
votes?
Huh?
You get the overnight votes. Can we get the timestamp votes of when PFT sent out his tweet?
Oh, yeah, I was winning before that. That's what I'm
I thought
saying.
you
I
said
thought
you
you
didn't
didn't
check
check, yeah.
before.
Well, right after when I looked at it the second afterwards.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, I was up. I helped Hank.
You
you know
keep
what?
saying you haven't checked. You didn't check before.
I did not before, but I've learned a valuable lesson today. That's don't help Hank because he'll always accuse you of doing it to
I have
ruin
done
him.
nothing but compliment you for your charitable actions. Fact or fiction?
And it did call me Dr. Charity this morning.
Dr. Charity.
Yeah.
He said when we were in the bunk this morning, he's like, what should we do for Mount Rushmore? He's like, things that you give to charity. Okay. PFT, your first pick.
Okay. 1-1. I'm going to go with buffalo wings.
Okay. Good pick.
Thank you. My favorite food in the world.
Hank, Max, anything to say to that?
No, that's orange.
Yeah, it's orange. It is orange. Okay, so it's my pick. 1-1. I'll go with maybe the
1-2.
1-2. I'll go with maybe the most important thing ever created, although it wasn't really created. Maybe it was created. I'll go with fire.
All right, that is my second.
Fire is, you need fire for everything. For buffalo wings. You can't have buffalo wings without fire.
No, you can use an electric fryer to heat it up. But yeah, no, it's fair. Electric fryer?
Electric fryer?
Yeah.
And then where's the electricity come from? Fire.
The
There's
wall.
just a big plant with fire happening.
A lightning that struck a kite that Ben
But
Franklin was
how do
holding.
they get electricity?
From the lightning.
Fire.
Lightning struck a key.
Fire.
Fire's good. Listen, fire's a great pick. I had it as my second overall. So
Okay, Hank. I watched Hank put together his list. I think he has 4 picks.
I'm going to go with basketball.
Okay.
okay, basketball's a good pick. Had that on my list.
Very orange.
Thank
Good
you.
pick.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm going to go with mac and cheese.
Huh?
Sometimes you white.
Mac and cheese?
Mac and cheese.
Oh, that's interesting.
What kind of mac and cheese are we talking about here?
Just plain boxed mac. You can say boxed mac and cheese if
That's
that.
interesting.
Pretty yellow.
Are you talking about the blue box?
Pretty yellow.
Boxed mac and
Yellow.
cheese.
Pretty
that's yellow.
Orange.
Yeah,
Orange.
pretty yellow.
Yellow.
No, I mean, Kraft mac and cheese is definitely orange.
Yeah.
I think it's yellow.
It's definitely orange.
There is yellow mac and cheese.
There's white mac and
Annie's,
cheese.
yeah, white mac and cheese.
What color would
Max
you
can
guys
get
say that
whatever he
is?
wants.
That's orange.
This is orange?
I believe that would be orange.
You think that's orange?
Have you ever seen the powder?
Yeah, the powder's very orange.
Yeah, it's about as orange
Yeah,
as
the
orange
powder.
can
Okay,
get.
Very
okay,
orange.
powder.
And then I'm going to go with an orange.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
You want to fight me on that one?
Good pick.
Is orange?
He just plays the one word answers.
Yeah.
His graphic always looks better. He's hacked it. Okay, Hank.
All right, PFT was a little too specific. I'm going to go with something that, is more universal, hot sauce.
Ooh, good pick.
Hot sauce is orange?
Yeah.
I don't think hot sauce is orange. We've had this discussion before,
It's
Hank.
not.
Hot sauce is red.
The most popular brand of hot sauce, I would say, is.
Frank's
And what's the word that comes after that?
orange hot.
What hot sauces are orange?
Buffalo.
All of them?
Buffalo sauce is
Buffalo
orange.
sauce is orange because you mix it with the
Buffalo
butter.
sauce is
Correct,
orange.
because you mix it with butter.
and
It's
vinegar.
Yeah, it's red and yellow put
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Good pick though.
Good.
Yeah,
It
sure.
is
Really
a good pick if it were orange.
Wait, did Hank just take buffalo wing
think-
sauce?
I'm going to go with goldfish.
Oh,
All right, good answer.
Would you like to take a specific goldfish that might help?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Pretzel.
Because I had Larry the goldfish on there.
Are you talking about the snack
Yeah, I'm talking about
or the fish?
the snack.
Oh, I had Larry the goldfish on there. Did you want Larry the goldfish?
I don't know.
No.
Hank's
Okay.
gonna fart again.
All right, he's gonna fart again. Okay, I can't believe this lasted all the way here. I'm gonna go with a tiger.
Yeah.
Tiger's fucking
Good pick.
dominant.
I had that.
Very orange.
Good pick.
Very good pick.
Very awesome animal.
Okay, I'm glad
Did we do? I just remember we did do this Mount Rushmore of hot sauce. Or the hot sauce thing was a spirited debate.
I think
was
it
a
was
big
just
debate.
us debating it
Yeah.
off air that you were very wrong about.
Yeah, because we had the same conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't work your way. Okay.
Never does.
Okay. PFT. You have 2 picks.
I got 2 picks. Glad this one lasted as long as it did. Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its. Love Cheez-Its. Either the hot and spicy, the big Cheez-Its, extra toasty, reduced fat.
What were you gonna say, Hank? When you took goldfish.
Yeah. Good pick.
Thank you.
Okay.
What color's the box? Red.
I didn't say Cheez-It boxes.
We might have to do the Hank gets third place and PFT -1 point because he's just blowing this draft.
Hank's like an animal.
How am I blowing this draft?
I mean, because you.
I didn't take hot sauce.
Yeah. Okay. You're doing fine.
and I couldn't pick something.
You're like an animal that doesn't have a real defense mechanism. Like you don't spit venom. You don't have a stinger. Just when you get upset and frustrated, you shut down and fart.
Mm-hmm.
Next pick.
That would have been so great if you farted.
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to fart. All right, next pick.
He's a skunk.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Hooters uniform shorts.
Okay.
Pretty great.
Shorts.
This is the part of the draft
the
where
niche.
where
50
he gets
people.
the 50 people.
Are you saying you don't like the Hooters uniform shorts?
No, this is
I
that
don't know
part.
if I'm looking at the shorts.
You
Personally, I don't think I go to Hooters to look at the shorts.
You do look at the shorts sometimes.
I'm going to Hooters for something else. The wings, which you already
Which
have.
I already have.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what PFT just picked.
Let me see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. They're great shorts.
Okay, I'll go with, it's my pick, right?
Is it?
Yeah. I'll go with fall leaves. Orange fall leaves.
Okay.
Nice crunchy leaf. Something about the fall. Football. Love it. Hank?
Good pick.
Thank you.
I will go with another food,
Okay, nice.
or should I go with an animal?
I think you should just decide
Follow your
whatever you
heart.
want to do.
Go Nemo, Finding Nemo.
Good.
Oh,
Okay,
so
good
you went
pick.
goldfish,
Yep.
back to back.
Hank, I'll be honest, I had Nemo on my list.
That's awesome. So that was a good pick.
That's good.
So you know it's really good with both me and
That's why I
Hank
didn't
at
want to take Larry.
That's why you didn't want to take Larry. 'Cause you're like, I already got this covered. Okay, Max, your last two.
I know. Well, I'm gonna go with the orange Tic Tac.
it. Oh, okay. I think that's one of the worst Tic Tacs.
There's only 2 Tic Tac.
No, that's not true.
Is there 3 Tic Tacs?
There's probably like 7 Tic Tacs.
I like the orange Tic Tac. It was like that was a staple for me growing up as a kid.
You got the white, you got the spearmint, you got the wintergreen, you got the fruit colors that are like mixed in. You got
What
orange.
are those?
It's like I don't know, multiple
I feel
flavors
like
of
orange
fruit.
and white are the two Tic Tac
Okay,
flavors.
all right.
Those are the 2 OGs.
Yeah, I gotta say, I never was a Tic Tac guy. It's like, who cares?
Orange Tic Tacs.
To have some gum.
Tic Tacs.
And also then you're
Tic Tacs
walking
are supposed
around-
to like make your breath fresh, and you picked one that like doesn't.
Yeah, true.
Tic Tacs are
orange
The
ones.
only benefit for a Tic Tac is to make it
it's
I can't
candy.
speak. It's not candy.
Yeah, Tic Tacs are
No, they're-
orange Tic
they're
Tacs are
breath
candy.
mints. They're breath mints.
The orange Tic Tac is just a candy.
But that's just shitty candy.
no, it's a good candy.
That's if we did
Shane is just
let me ask you
agreeing
a
with me
question.
ferociously right
Shane,
now.
the guy who's never
Actually,
had
I don't give a fuck. I already won this stupid
Did you say
game.
Shane, the guy who's never had McDonald's?
What? You want to keep debating with the king of Rushmore? I've already won the whole
but
thing.
I want to just I'm standing up for candy. If
king
we
of
did
Rushmore.
a candy Mount Rushmore and we each got 10 picks each, so that's 40 candies, orange Tic Tacs still wouldn't be picked.
I'm saying okay, pick another
So
orange
it's the lowest
candy.
tier candy.
Pick another orange candy.
I might. I haven't. It's not my pick, buddy.
Okay.
You want me to do it right now?
No, because
Okay,
that's
it's not
not how
my
it
pick.
works. Actually, I don't even care. Syracuse orange, last pick.
You're the king of Mount Rushmore, so I don't really.
No, I thought about going with another school, but they're literally called the Syracuse orange.
Yeah. Okay.
My last pick, I'm going to go with the orange hairs on weed.
That's a great pick. That's a great
That's
pick.
when you know you have good weed.
That is the kind bud. That's
No,
a great
the
pick.
good bud.
Kind bud.
Kind bud's not good.
What?
In my day, Hank, Kind Bud was the best.
Yeah.
Mids, KB, and then the good
GB?
stuff. KB.
KB is kind bud.
Yeah, that's like a step above mid.
What?
Kind bud is like not that great.
God damn it. Used to be the best.
It'd be like, yo, you got mid, you got KB, you got that
Orange haired weed. Okay.
If you get a nug of weed and it's got orange hairs all over
I think
it,
it's a great pick.
Yeah,
I think it's a great
you
pick.
just laugh pretty hard.
What?
Not
Well, I laughed because it was very niche, but it was a great pick.
Who doesn't like weed?
I'm telling you, it's a great pick, Hank.
That was Hank's pick that kind of fits the category, but he has to explain why.
Yeah,
That's crazy. It's literally whatever.
I'm
guys are
telling
the
you,
fucking worst. Every fucking pick is.
it's
I'm
literally
saying it's a great
It literally
pick.
fits the category perfectly.
Oh my God, Hank! I'm telling you, it's a great pick. I was laughing because it's something I never thought of. That's funny.
Thanks.
You don't believe that.
You
eh?
don't.
You
Yeah,
didn't believe
he's so
that.
mad
Thanks.
at me. All right, my last pick. I'm gonna take Snooki.
Okay. All right. She's orange.
You could.
Patrick
She's
Mahomes.
orange. Yeah, I know. I could have gone DT.
You could have gone.
DT. But then it's like, is he?
You would win half. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Not to get political, Snooki.
Lip cap. Yeah.
God, you're lashing out extra hard today, and I've had your back from the start of this Mount Rushmore. I was the only one trying to prosecute PFT for you.
I wasn't trying to
laughed-
prosecute PFT. I've been commenting on this charity the whole time.
I laughed at the red hairs, orange hairs, excuse me.
There are red hairs in weed too.
Yeah, they might be more red than orange. I actually initially said yes to the hot sauce. Yeah, all you want to do is just fart in my face, give me eye contact. All right, PFT, your last pick.
Okay. Last pick. I think I might just run the football here. Do something easy, simple, definitely orange. I'm going to go with pumpkins. Pumpkins. Make great pie out of
Who likes
pumpkins.
pumpkin?
I don't like pumpkin pie. I've never been a pumpkin
Oh,
pie
pumpkin
guy.
pie is
I like
delicious.
pumpkin pie.
It's great. Yeah. Pumpkin pie is good.
I mean, you like orange Tic Tacs. You like everything.
Orange Tic Tacs.
Pumpkin pie is
fire.
It's a staple
Yeah.
in the autumn. Yeah. You think fall, you think Thanksgiving, there's pumpkin pie. You also get the jack-o'-lanterns. You get Halloween decorations.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with pumpkins.
Okay. Good Mount Rushmore. We got honorable mentions. I had a lot here.
Yeah. I do
Mountain
too.
Dew Live Wire.
Yep.
Yep. Peaches,
Yams.
yams. I'd take a pumpkin over a yam, though, I think.
Tennessee orange.
Tennessee orange had that as well.
Texas burnt orange.
A Tennessee clears, though.
Don't like Texas burnt orange. Cheese balls.
Cheese balls are good.
Cheese balls are the best. Sweet potato fries.
Yep.
The sun.
Yeah, sometimes.
I kind of wanted someone to take the sun.
I thought about that, but
but sunsets are orange.
someone took the sun.
Correct. Correct.
You
Set.
can't.
Can't be both.
The
Correct.
precedent was set. I agree.
Yeah. Cheese.
Cheese.
You could have sunset probably. I almost took mac and cheese and cheddar cheese. I almost just did a full cheese.
You're
draft. I
just
should have done a full cheese draft.
running up the score. You're on the 10-yard line.
Yeah,
just
no, I'm not gonna
high-stepping.
lie. I think I had like 5 things written down. I'm done.
You're resting your starters.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need it. By me getting first place, it ruins the rest of the draft for the two of you that need those points.
Right.
Not really.
I don't need the points. PFT is so nice anyway. I'll probably just give me some at the end of the season.
Can you move your mic a little bit?
Tabby Cat. What about the Tabby? Tabby Cat.
The orange tabby.
Yeah, the one from what was the show? Morning Edition. No,
I had
First
Garfield.
Edition. What was the
First
show with
edition?
Coach Taylor where he got the newspaper from the next day's
Friday
newspaper?
Night Lights.
Is that Coach?
No, it was. I think it was Morning Edition. No, First Edition. It was an orange tabby
The
cat
Newsroom.
that would bring him the newspaper, tomorrow's newspaper today.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Home Improvement.
It was a good show.
I'm rewatching Friday Night Lights.
Wow.
Golden retrievers.
That golden.
Yeah, that's golden.
It's kind of orange.
Literally in the name.
Didn't you? You
It's
said this.
We're doing honorable mentions.
okay?
No, Hank said golden retrievers for yellow.
Nah, I didn't.
Kyle Chandler.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, why are you so grumpy right now, dude?
Oh, foxes.
What's wrong?
We missed foxes.
Yeah, Fox is
Foxes
a good
are
one. We
great.
saw
We
some
saw
out
fox.
here.
Yeah.
Damn.
What?
We missed Foxes.
Early edition. Early edition. We missed Foxes. You're on one. Orioles.
Yeah, Orioles.
They're really cool if you ever see an Oriole.
They're awesome. Yeah, good birds.
I thought you were talking about the baseball team.
Garfield.
Yep,
Yeah.
said that 5 minutes ago.
Sorry.
Garfield.
I was looking up the show that is completely irrelevant that I was trying to figure out.
Heathcliff.
It came out 20 years ago.
Monarch Butterflies.
Yeah.
Orange County.
Orange County. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
You're not an OC guy?
Orange County Choppers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can't
Which
even
is in
smoke
New
cigs
York.
in Laguna Beach. You can't.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
It
You
is
can't?
You can't smoke cigs if you live in Laguna Beach.
Like you can't even in your house?
No. Your neighbors can report you.
In your house?
If,
Yes.
if you smoke outside or you smoke in your house and the smoke wafts into your neighbor's property and they smell it, they can call the cops on you.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wait, weed or
Cigs.
that's crazy.
There's another orange political guy, not to get political.
Yeah, we were saying that DT.
Frank Ocean, Chanel Orange.
Oh, yeah. Channel Orange? You say Chanel Orange? Is it Channel Orange or Chanel? Was I wrong?
Probably not. It's probably me. You're definitely right. Always are.
Didn't Apple rank that album as like the second best album of all time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Oh man.
Hank, I can't with you right now.
I literally can't.
It can't exist.
Did you memes? Do we have a conclusion?
No.
Okay, so what is your
Hank-
ruling? Hank gets third and PFT gets fourth, and
Or
you're
his
also
original ruling
subtracting?
you guys just didn't accept. Where you have
No,
a
no, I know.
commissioner. You have
I'll-
a commissioner and it's
Okay.
like, all right, make a ruling.
But you didn't.
actually,
you didn't
no,
get
it doesn't-
subtracted
it
a
doesn't-
point when you broke an explicit rule.
Don't bring it up to me.
I broke an unwritten rule.
Wait, so you're admitting you broke a rule?
No, that's what I'm being prosecuted for, is breaking an unwritten rule. You were prosecuted for breaking a written rule that you invented, and you didn't
but
get
I didn't
subtracted
break
a
the
point.
actual rule.
Yes, you did.
You guys just decided I did.
No, you did.
It was actually your rule that broken. All right, so memes. What's the
But that
final
was-
ruling?
Hank gets a point.
Hank gets the 2 points.
Yeah,
Okay.
but PFT gets a official warning.
A warning.
go.
Okay.
And next time it's -10.
And what if he
Okay.
doesn't? What if he doesn't
Negative
send? How long does he have to send the sweatshirt? Because that should be part of it.
Oh, good point.
You have 1 week.
Wow.
I can make that. Huey, can you
No,
please
no,
send
no,
me
you
a
have to
sweatshirt?
do it.
No, you have to do it.
Okay.
You're
And
so
Huey,
into
Huey has to
charity.
report you doing it.
All right, Big Cat, I need you to sign this sweatshirt.
Happily. Okay, so then the updated standings going into this Mount Rushmore would be PFT has 48, Hank has 46.
All right.
So it's very close.
Anyone's game. This is why we do Mount Rushmore season. It's fun, isn't it?
So much fun.
I'm having a blast.
Yeah. Like I don't want to do the challenge again, not because I'm like afraid of doing the challenge. I don't want to do it for a second year in a row.
What challenge?
The baseball challenge. Oh no, that's for dingers only.
Yeah, your brain
Oh,
is
this is
gone
for a different
today.
challenge.
Yeah.
Hank and I lost Mount Rushmore last year.
Yeah.
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 You'll get up to speed.
Hank is sassy.
Listen, we can't record before 10 a.m. That's just doesn't work.
Okay, let's do our interviews. We got Will Compton. He's brought to you by our friends at
10:30.
Mountain Dew. Yeah, I know.
No, I know. PFT just made another inaccurate.
But we started recording. we started recording before 10.
Before
a.m.
10, but Hank is being a real bitch.
I don't know what you were saying to me there. I thought you were saying like it's 10:30. We got to hurry up, and you were just correcting him.
Hank was like, "Can we wrap up this little podcast thing that you're trying to do?"
I
Okay.
never said that.
Before we get
Let's
to
do another Mount Rushmore.
before we get to Will,
I'm down.
Just for fun.
I'm down.
Before we get to Will Compton, Mountain Dew. We're here at Barstool Summer Camp. Thanks to Mountain Dew. You know what we all need to do to get more of off our ass with bold flavors and refreshing citrus kick. Mountain Dew will get you off your ass and have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. A mountain where the weather is always perfect, your friends are ready to hang, and a day of epic proportions awaits. The mountain is calling. You should answer. Grab your friends, grab an ice cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and do the Dew. I love the original. Thank you to Mountain Dew. This has been one of our favorite weeks. Barstool Summer Camp. Incredible idea, incredible sponsor. Hopefully we can do this every single year. And hopefully Mountain Dew is back every single year because we love Mountain Dew. So if you want to support us and all these fun new things we get to do, please support our sponsors, Mountain Dew. Go get an original Baja Blast code red right now and do the Dew. Okay, here he is, Will Compton.
Bring back Mountain Dew Livewire. It is the greatest flavor. As good as all these flavors are, Mountain Dew Livewire is just incredible. Incredible.
Okay, Will Compton. Okay, we now welcome on our very good friend, Will Compton, the boy. Little redemption, because last time he was on this show, it was the drunkest episode we've ever done. So, Will, first of all, let's start there. How how bad were the scaries anxiety when you woke up and you're like, I did a podcast yesterday?
Bro, my scaries, and we messaged back and forth, but my scaries were through the fucking roof, man.
It was a great performance.
Not only that, I remembered how, you're in the final game, and so you're shit talking, to get in the other team's head, and I'm just trying to recall the things I was saying to Joey, the comedian that was with Bakhtiari, and you have no clue. You go in the next day in the shop, and the boys were talking about how obnoxious I was getting, and you're just like, God, man.
You were the drunkest man alive.
Bro, when I saw your guys' the first clip, and I'm just slurring, and every word I felt like in my brain meant so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that feeling where you think you're being super profound.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you get
bro.
down to it and you listen back to it and you're like, that is the opposite of what I thought I sounded like. at the time.
Yeah.
Although you made some good points about Max and how much he hates JJ.
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
want to apologize to Max, or you think he still might hate JJ Redick?
No, yeah, I think that you were explaining something that I wasn't quite following.
No, I
brought
love JJ
Redick
Redick.
into it. I was going to say, do you hate JJ Redick for real?
No, I love JJ Redick. He was a great Sixer. He was probably on the best Sixer team of my lifetime, probably.
Where
should have won.
Did they win?
No, he was on the Kawhi team.
Oh,
What year were you born, Max?
The 01 Sixers, but
Yeah.
AI was just the best player. That team honestly sucked.
The team was bad except for
Yeah.
AI. Yeah,
Yeah.
AI covered up a lot.
So does that make you mad that JJ took the job at the Lakers?
No, I like JJ. I appreciate JJ for everything that he's done for Philadelphia. So
What if the Lakers beat the Sixers in the finals?
then I would probably hate JJ.
So he does.
So
have,
he does hate
He does
JJ.
have the
No,
ability
that's
to
a
hate
possibility.
JJ.
There's pre-hate. There's
sound
like-
the potential of
Sounds
pre-hate.
like you were onto something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
Will was
yeah.
right. What's the word? In vino veritas, in wine there is truth. Mm-hmm. It sounds like Will
all right.
This
tapped.
is drunk man's thoughts or
Yeah,
sober
yeah,
man's
yeah.
words or
He
whatever.
tapped into
Or no,
the universe.
Sober man's words or drunk man's.
Right. Like, so if the
No.
Lakers beat the Sixers, you wouldn't be calling for JJ to come home.
A sober man's thoughts or a drunk man's words.
Maybe
I got it, fine.
But I mean that would be he would be tapping into my brain, which
No. Will's asking you if the Sixers fired their head coach and they hired JJ Redick. It sounds like you wouldn't like that.
Like they were just doing JJ
the
Redick
Sixers
again.
fired.
Yeah.
Would
I-
you would you be hoping JJ comes to Philly?
I like JJ. I
But you
would
wouldn't
have.
want him
Yes
as
or
your
no?
coach.
Yes or
I
no?
like Nick Nurse. I don't want anyone to get fired.
So
it
I
sounds
want
like you don't
JJ. I
like
want
JJ.
JJ to keep his job. I want Nick Nurse to keep his job. It's
So you wouldn't be excited about having
No.
JJ as your head coach?
no. I would. I just
Sounds
don't
like
want
you
anyone
don't
to
think
get
he's going to
fired.
be a good head coach.
I do think he's going to be a good head
No,
coach.
I don't
if
think
you
he
thought
likes
he was going to
JJ.
be a good head coach, then you would be like, yeah, I would take him over Nick Nurse in a second.
Right.
But you ride with your guys.
So you do
you-
hate JJ Redick?
Yes.
Do you
Yeah,
think-
okay. We got to the
Do
bottom.
you think
of it.
Caleb
Yeah,
Williams
yeah.
is going to be a good quarterback?
What's that have to do with JJ Redick?
Was that for me?
Either one of you.
Do I
Yes.
think that?
Do you
yeah.
think Jaden Daniels is going to be a good quarterback?
Yes.
Would you get rid of Caleb Williams and take Jaden Daniels?
No.
So you hate Jaden Daniels?
No.
We're not talking about Jaden
Yeah, we're not
Daniels.
talking-
I just did this. I just did the same
I
thing.
just said he's
talking
going to
about-
be a good coach or a good QB. You think JJ Redick's going to be a good coach?
Correct.
Would you put your reputation on the line for it?
I don't know.
So
Yeah.
you do hate JJ Redick?
no.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
hates JJ.
I would put my
Yeah,
reputation.
it's so
I guess.
clear. He
You know what
hates
though?
JJ.
JJ
Yeah.
needs this. He needs doubters out there.
Yeah. Haters and doubters.
But it's good to be sober.
Yeah, it's good to be
Good to
sober.
be sober.
That was I don't think we'll ever do that again. It seemed like a good idea in the moment, and then the next day we all were going through because we were going to interview Joe Burrow, and it was like we were just all silent in the bus, being like just the anxiety, you could cut it with a knife.
Yeah, it was a bad day. We were at each other's throats. Hank left his wallet in like 3 different locations
Yeah.
and held us up big time and wouldn't apologize for anything. And so we weren't never mad at Will, obviously, because we were all in that same boat. We were hammered drunk. But then when the clips came out, I think we all thought that they were hilarious. When you see the clips come out, you're probably just like, turn your phone off. Throw it out a window.
Yeah. I eventually listened all the way through on the JJ Redick part because I remember yeah.
That's you're like
It's
one of the
one of those
only
things-
people who made it all the way through that part.
And it's like when you guys are talking about like riding back on the next day, like with your boys, you're almost like sitting there with anxiety, hoping somebody's like, "Hey, man, you you were the MVP yesterday.
Yeah, right.
Make you feel like, okay, all right, everything is all cool.
Yeah, yeah, that
everything's all
shit
good.
you did was epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't
but
get
no,
that?
we didn't have
But
any
you
of
all
that.
sit there and just assume everybody else is thinking like your obnoxiousness specifically to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, Will, we're on the precipice of football season. Actually, we can talk about this. It's coming out on Friday. We were all on the same team for Camp Barstool. I don't know how you guys are feeling personally. This was just an eye-opening, like, God damn it. I know I say this all the time, but like another one of like, damn, you are just so washed. Because the few fun activities we did have just made me, I actually am like 1% chance tomorrow I wake up and I can't walk.
Yeah.
I'm just paralyzed.
Legs on fire. I'll tell you what, we won the real game, softball.
Yeah.
Dude, here's our list. Softball, wrestling, swim relay, kayak relay. What else? Tramp ball.
Tramp ball.
Like all like the cool ones where you had the
Yeah.
Actual sports.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
And they basically
the
just-
closest things to sports we won.
And they basically just won Chef Donnie,
Yeah.
Chef Donnie. Like he just won all
He,
their sports.
he climbed the rock. He won the belly flop contest. And,
Yeah.
and White Sox Dave won paper rock scissors.
Yeah.
How
Which he did dominate.
How did you
That-
win
that
that?
was the end of
rock,
us.
paper, scissors, rock, paper, scissors.
I blame Stephen Shea for that. Like
Well-
going 0 for 4 in rock, paper, scissors, we had memes crunch the numbers on it. You know how hard it is to go 0 for 4 in RPS with no ties? He had a 1.2% chance of doing that. Like 90,
Only Che,
basically
bro.
99 times out of 100.
In wrestling, Che bodied White Sox. What are you talking about?
Bodied him. He took his blow and turned it around on him. We also we ended up losing, but we lost with class. There was the one moment, Will, where I had to correct you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were leading the charge of winning the class. I'm like sitting in the back, like, fuck this, man. Let's go.
He's like, let's get out of here. I was like, Will.
We have to
They
stay.
remember when the Pistons walked off the floor, dude. Like you gotta at least shake some hands. But and none of us had any freakouts.
Yeah, and it feels that way because we should have won.
I know.
We should've-
we left some
but Big
plays
Cat's
on the
right.
field.
Yeah.
Like we might think that way if we were younger, but at this age, it's important to have that perspective. If one event doesn't go your way, you don't need to lose your cool. You don't need to
Shove a ref.
Shove a ref. You don't need to attack anybody. It's important to know, like, hey, it's just a game,
Right.
So it's just a game. We had fun. We're all winners in my book, and I'm glad that we can look back on this week, all of us, and say we take pride in how we compete.
I loved
Right.
our team.
I did too. I'd go
Loved
to war
our
with
team.
our team all day.
I hope
even though
it's
we
same
came up
teams
short.
next year.
Yeah, it was so much fun though.
Because part of me, like when I believe I broke my toe. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, well, you went to the infirmary at summer camp.
Yeah.
We've been here for 48 hours, and you had to go see the nurse.
So after the nurse, after Will left the table, the nurse came up to me and she was like, so I asked him what activities he was planning on doing later on in the day, and he said, I played in the NFL for 10 years. And she's like, why did he tell me that?
That is not how it went.
That's what she
I
said. Are you
that was
calling the nurse a liar?
No, the nurse is a liar about what she said.
You don't respect
She
first
said
responders.
she said what'd you do, and Garrett, he had the camera on me, so I'm like making Garrett laugh, thinking she's gonna laugh. So I took it as what do you do, and I was like, oh, I played 9 years in the NFL. Bounced around. I was like bounced around a few teams, and then I was like, oh, I'm just fucking with you. We're about to do swimming games.
That's interesting because she said you.
But
told
she had
her,
like a weird kind of like reaction where I was like, okay, I guess that one didn't land well.
She said you told her 10 years. You just said 9.
Maybe I said a decade.
might have
You,
said-
you
Yeah,
never, you never
yeah.
know how
You
I'm
round
feeling.
round up, basically.
Yeah. I got as close as you can to 10 years without having 10 years.
Yeah, you kissed the
that's a
wall.
fact.
I got as close as you can.
Yeah, you couldn't have gotten any closer.
Could not
We
have
saw
gotten
the
any
tape
closer.
of you dropping those balls in Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, Art, he clipped that up.
Yeah.
That was the one drop I had.
Well, I think there was a couple drops.
I don't know if there's two.
Hey, listen, there's a reason why you play defense.
Yes.
You're
there
not
you
supposed to
go.
catch
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ball.
yeah,
You're not
yeah.
there to catch the ball.
Yeah.
Are you excited for football season?
Oh, yeah, I mean, of course.
Do you
It's the best sport in the world.
It is, but do you have, now that you've been out for what, 2 years now?
Yeah. Wait.
Well, like a year and a half.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
Are there any like moments where like is there a training camp like damn I wish I was with the boys?
A little bit. I mean, we went to
Instead you're playing swimming games.
Yeah.
With
Swimming through the
Dave, White Sox Dave and Che. Che is literally your coach.
Yeah.
And that's
And
what
he's
you're
like, "How
dealing
you
with.
feeling today?" I'm like, "I'm going to figure out how to go."
By the way, there's no worse coach or captain than Stephen
Oh,
Shea.
my God.
Because he has no confidence in himself or in anybody. He'll come up to you and you can put your chest out. You can be like, "I'm ready to go on the kayak, Che," and he's like, "Are you sure?"
He there was a moment yesterday where he was like, I didn't realize he was standing like basically right next to me, and someone asked me how it was going, and I was like, Che's the fucking worst. And he goes, what? And I turned and I was like, oh, I didn't see you there. I said, Che's the fucking worst. And he's like, fair.
It's fair.
Yeah, do you miss it at all?
Yeah, I do every now and then, but it's like, again, playing the games and everything out here, you truly realize, like, when I see the hits that happen, I just think to myself, I have no clue how I was out there doing that.
Yeah.
What was the hardest you ever got hit?
Man, it was this all-pro cat. I forget his name, but number 76 or 78 for the Saints. And it was my second year or third year. And they ran this dip plater where they pulled a couple guys outside, and I just fucking took off because, you're thinking, I got to get to them before they see me or get to me first, before they turn their shoulders. And I ran into this cat, and he caught me just at the very end, and he didn't do a whole lot to me, but he felt like I ran into a fucking brick wall. And I dropped, literally right when I hit him, I lost all feeling in my legs, and my arms were kind of out wide, and I was still trying to lean, and I just go down, and I can't stand up because I hear him on the way, as he put me on the ground. He looks back, he's like, night, night, motherfucker. And I was trying to get up to say something back, say a joke back, but I couldn't stand up. Everybody's like, hey, stay down, stay down. And I just didn't have any feeling in my limbs for a minute.
But how long was that? How long did you not have feeling?
I don't know, probably 5 seconds.
That's scary as fuck, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was everything went stiff, but on the ground I'm coming together, but you kind of feel like that baby deer trying to stand up. You can't get your bearings underneath you. And then, you go out, then you get right back in because you love the game.
That was the same thing on the next play.
Yeah.
It's I guess I got to do this again.
It'll go side to side, and you just be like, hey, I'm good, man. I'm solid.
I'm
back
solid.
out there.
Get me back
No,
out
Will
there.
was a beast. I did love watching Will play when he was you were a Redskin, right? Not a football team.
Yeah,
You were
I was a Redskin.
Loved watching you on that team. Captain Will, Captain Compton. Good story. Who do you root for more? Because you played on, let's see if we can name the Will Compton teams. It's just the Redskins.
One might sneak by you.
Redskins, Titans, Raiders.
Saints.
Yeah.
You were on the
that's it.
Saints.
I was on the Saints for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And Falcons for the drop pass.
Yeah. Almost Falcons.
Almost
Falcons.
You got a workout sleeveless shirt, right?
Yeah.
Did you get to
a tummy
keep that?
shirt?
Yeah,
You took a
yeah, yeah.
picture
Or
in
did
the
they
mirror.
say put it back in?
No,
We're gonna
they
watch
actually,
this.
when we went there in the spring, they let us put on gear and stuff for photos, but they're like, hey, do you mind putting everything back?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the last time you
that kinda-
came.
Yeah.
But so do you root for one of those teams, or do you have another squad? That
I
you
don't know, man. Each of the teams I played for, I mean, outside the Saints, because I just wasn't there very long. But the Raiders, Titans, and Commanders, I want them to do well because it's cool to root for them. But the NFL is such a business to where once you're removed from it and you understand how the machine works, it's you're more tied to players than you are the actual logo.
Yeah.
I want Washington to do well because it was the spot where everything basically happened for me. It's I want the Titans to do well because I still know a few guys. And then the Raiders, it's you still got some players over there that I play with, Max, that you're just you want the silver and black to do well because
Yeah. That would be a weird moment when there's no teammates left.
Yeah.
That will.
It was a weird moment in Nebraska when I realized I didn't know anybody in the locker room anymore. And then you kind of feel weird going back.
Right.
But now that I'm this far removed from football, I find myself being immersed more as a fan like I was when I was young.
Big season coming up
Yeah.
for the Cornhuskers.
Yeah.
Dare I say make or break? I actually think you guys would be good because Matt Rule, everywhere he's gone, his second year has been phenomenal.
Yeah. I feel really good about the Huskers.
Okay.
I like their schedule.
Yeah.
They're over under 7.5. I think that is hot.
Get those
I think,
first 7
I think you need
easy.
to get that. I think you need to jump on that.
They just named Rayola the starter.
Yeah. Honestly, man, I think that they could compete this year.
What does that mean?
What is that? Yeah.
I think they could go 10-2.
Whoa.
I mean, you're talking about maybe sneaking into a playoff spot.
Yeah.
10-2?
Yeah. You got to think about it. If we're going into Ohio State, we're 7-0.
This is how many times have you done this exercise and it actually worked out that way?
Yeah, I know, because I understand the history, the recent history of Nebraska, to where it's these guys are delusional. But there's something about this year, man.
But the fact that you said if we get to Ohio
I gotta
State,
find the clips where you say exactly that.
the fact that you said, think about it, we could be going into Ohio State and we're 7-0. You're kind of admitting that Ohio State's about to kick your ass.
They could, but I think that would be good for us.
You think so?
Yeah, obviously I'm talking way into the future like it's happening, but number one, like, yeah, if I'm trying to be, everybody's like, oh, we'll be realistic. Trust me, I want to say 12-0. But if I'm going to have some type of credibility in saying it, it's like
Well,
I gotta
think
find
you
a
have.
couple.
I don't think you should have to worry about credibility.
You know what I'm saying.
But
Like, okay,
listen, we do this. We don't have credibility.
you're right.
There's no reason to pretend to have
the
credibility.
people, the fan bases that you're a part of. Like if I'm just saying 12-0, it's like, comp. He's just
maybe
delusional.
throw 11-1.
But if you say 10-2, a couple of people are like, I mean.
It sounds realistic.
Well, and also you
Could
can do,
they?
the trick is to do the like a couple different versions. You know what I mean? Like when people ask me like, what do you think about this Bears season? I'm like 9-10 wins, and they're like, what about the best? I'm like 12-13. Like you just throw out a couple different numbers, get a little cloudy and everywhere. Everyone's like, well, what do you say? And it's like, well, I kind of covered all my bases. That's the key.
Yeah, I'm fired up though. I think Raiola's going to be a stud. We returned most of the black shirts. Top defense last year. Last year we were 5-7. We had 4 one-score losses.
Yeah, in that Michigan game, if that 4th and 1 goes different, you probably win that game.
I mean,
you lost at 42-7.
Yeah. And they knew our signs. So if they don't know then, we
yeah,
stop
true.
them. That game's a different story.
I gotta say, Will, I was very excited to go to Nebraska, and maybe it's because the team, like that game was just not really competitive.
I know where you're going with this,
but that was tough. That crowd was like
they died in the second series.
It just felt like it felt like one of those crowds where it's like they just expect the bad thing to happen, and they just can never fully get into it. And I know that. Like if they rattle off some wins this year, they're an unbelievable fan base. Everyone knows that. They sell out everything, sell out the spring game. But I was like, damn, what is going on here?
Bro, I'm with you, man. It's like I think it was they scored that long drive, and then like a pass got tipped the very first play or second play, and they picked it.
Yeah.
And then when you need the crowd to be involved, the defense getting back out there on some 3rd and shorts, like you need the fan element to like, hey, settle for a field goal, bend, don't break, and then you go back and tell the offense, hey, we got you.
Right.
Go back out there, clean that one off. But instead, it's dead. They drive and score, and then it is like, oh, now the shit's about to turn.
And then it's like, what, 21-0, and you got to go out in the fucking T-shirt.
That was
and you looked
that
like,
was awful. At the start of the game, they're like, "Hey, start a second quarter. You want to hit the T-shirt can?" I was like, "Oh hell yeah, that would be awesome." And when we started to get handled, bro, I'm like, "This sucks." I'm gonna have to go out here and just fake that. Like, hey, let's get loud.
That's a very, very sad T-shirt cannon. Yeah, they got to move that up to like.
He was on the
first
little
quarter.
thing too. There's like a little buggy or something. I don't even know what it was.
It was awesome, but it was like, oh, fuck, this is gonna look ridiculous.
One cool thing about Nebraska and college football, I don't know if you've seen this map, but this is the percentage of people who live in certain parts of the country that actively watch college football. And if you look at the hot spots on the map, the entire state of Nebraska.
Yeah.
What, Alabama might have us?
It looks like Alabama maybe, but like Nebraska, it starts and ends on the border of the state.
Yeah.
It's like once you cross this line, you have to care about college football.
It's oxygen out there, man.
Oh, I like that saying.
It's oxygen out there.
Oxygen out there. Yeah. I mean, listen, I want Nebraska to be good. It'd be fun. They're one of the teams.
What you taking 7.5 over under?
I'd have to look at the whole schedule.
I mean, I like Will's
Let's
confidence.
pull it up.
Pull it up.
I'm getting talked into it. Just
Max,
because
give us the whole schedule.
Will sounds like he means
Game by game.
Yeah,
Now,
you
listen,
gotta go
I don't
one
think the
game at a
Badgers
time.
are going to be that great this year. We have a really tough schedule and kind of I think they're going to be – I think this is going to sound like loser talk, but I think you understand what I'm saying. I think they're going to be a better team than they were last year. They may not have a better record.
Yeah, because you guys
Because
have
it's
a
like
tough
we have
schedule.
we have to –
Because I think Fickle, I think he's going to be solid.
and we have to play Alabama non-conference, Penn State, Oregon. Like, it's a brutal schedule, USC. So, like, they could end up – the Badgers could end up being like 7-5, but I'd be like, I'm excited about the future.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Let's go through it one at a time, and we'll give instant reaction, win-loss.
Me or just you guys?
They have the easiest
All of
schedule
us.
in September.
Nebraska, home against UTEP.
Win.
Easy.
Home against Colorado.
Win.
Ooh, Dion.
Dion.
Home against Northern Iowa.
Win.
Home against Illinois.
Bielema's a
Hey,
fucking salty motherfucker.
Illinois is a sneaky team.
Yeah, they are.
I'm gonna say tie.
Tie is good. Okay, road Purdue.
What if I
That's
just nail that
also
fucking
another
tie?
one.
Yeah, it's a tough. Well, no, because I feel like Purdue will use their crazy good game at home against a better team than
If
Nebraska.
what Nebraska might be ranked if they're 4-0, so that
But
could
they're
be
they're 4-0 or
They're
they're
3-0-1.
Yeah,
That's a win.
Home against Rutgers. So many home games.
Shiano,
that's a
Shiano
win.
going out west
The
win.
Rutgers also going to be salty. Some good teams.
Road against Indiana.
Loss.
Did you know that we were playing the Indiana?
Signetti. Yeah.
Win.
I know that's your boy.
That's
You
my
was talking
boy.
about him on the fly.
Here comes the
Loss.
gauntlet.
Yeah, here
you know
comes
what?
the gauntlet.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's going to be a game that's actually Nebraska against JMU because Indiana got all of our best players and they got our coach. So that's me versus you right there.
Yeah, when you were talking about on the plane, I was curious. I'm like, do we play Indiana this year? Because if so, like, I'm assuming PFT thinks that they'll beat us.
Yeah, Indiana's going to win that game.
Ready for the gauntlet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Road against the Buckeye.
Loss.
Home against UCLA.
Win.
Yeah.
Road against USC.
Loss.
Loss.
Home against Wisconsin.
Loss.
Okay, here's the thing. Like I said, Wisconsin's, I don't think they're going to be great this year. Wisconsin handles Nebraska.
That game came down to the wire last
I'm
year.
not
bro.
even, but what's the record?
Yeah. when
What's
you
the
look at-
record
when you
with
look at it in
Wisconsin,
totality.
Nebraska? What's
And you know
Huey,
what you're
look
doing.
up
you know
Wisconsin
what,
versus
you know
Nebraska,
What, you know
Big
what you're
Ten.
doing right now too. Yeah.
No, I'm
bro.
not. I'm just looking. I'm asking for the record. I think it's like 10-1.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, when you took me on that walk with the fart video last year, you were kind of saying what the recency was.
10-1. That was a close game last year. You guys
But
should have
when
probably
you say
won that
when
game
you say Wisconsin handles, you're just talking in the scope of like their overall record of all time.
against Nebraska. Since Nebraska's been in the Big Ten,
But
you
you're
have
saying-
been our bitch. That's a fact. Fact or fiction? What's the record?
Total, it's Wisconsin 13, Nebraska 4.
Okay, but what about in the last since the Big Ten? Because I don't know. They probably got a couple wins when they did steroids back. 10-1. That's crazy. I knew that.
You knew that. You fucking.
Thank you for fact checking, boys.
Yeah.
That'll be a good game. That'll be a good game.
You guys got our number.
No, that'll be a good game. I'll be very interested to see because it'll be a big test for Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And then the last game of the season is on the road, Iowa.
Let's
Loss.
We got to control the border, man.
Do you get mad when Iowa beats you because it's like that's what we should be doing?
Yeah.
You might be the only person who's like envious.
That's more me. Nebraska at their height is better than Wisconsin and Iowa. Iowa and Wisconsin are kind of like when Iowa beats us, I'm like, what the fuck? Because like we should be able to beat teams with punting and running the ball.
Yeah.
It pisses me off.
Yeah. It's all of it too, right? Like Iowa and Nebraska are similar states, but I just get pissed because it's like the Iowa team last year is basically everybody in that division, but they just happen to win 10 games. You know what I mean? And then you got what's his name, Butterbean out there beating you, throwing dimes against your defense, and you're just thinking, how in the fuck does this guy beat us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that Matt Rule is the kind of coach though that like if shit goes bad, is Matt Rule a guy that's gonna like turn it around?
I think so.
He literally turns
got
it
that
around.
DNA?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
you came across his speeches, I'm sure, and I feel like I'm sure nobody's out there watching Nebraska Hard Knocks, but they do have some nice training camp episodes out right now on YouTube. But the way he interacts with the guys, the words he has to say, it always feels like he has the right thing to say at the right time.
I think both at Temple and Baylor, his second years, he won 10 games.
Is it? I thought the first year was like 1.
No.
Second year was like 7
At
or 8,
Temple,
and then he's double
and then
digit.
yeah.
in
But
the
either
third
way,
year.
he's a turnaround guy.
Yeah,
like big time.
Yeah. I think he is definitely the guy.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely the guy.
And you didn't say
And if
that
he-
about Scott Frost.
And if he's not, I mean, there were a couple. Yeah, we thought Scott Frost was the guy.
That's a
I'll
weird
call it.
I
position
wanted
that
him to
Scott
be the
Frost
guy.
is in too because he's like hometown boy coming back.
He was part of the squad in the 90s.
Yeah.
So he's like a legend, and then he comes back, and then he stinks as a coach. Like, does he feel like he's not part of Nebraska anymore?
I don't know. I think that would be a good question for him because I get curious to that too. It's like, man,
It's got to affect you.
Should
you're
hit
at
him
the
with a
height of
text.
everything. How you doing?
Yeah, just being like, hey, man, you still feel like you're part of Big Red?
Okay, I can do that.
Do it right now. How are you going to phrase it?
I'm gonna say what you just said.
You're gonna ask him if he feels like he's a part of Big Red.
Yeah.
Maybe throw in like I hope you know you are.
Yeah.
You know, just so he like feels that way.
Yeah. So what would you?
Just
What
be
do you
like,
think I should
hey,
write?
I'm having a debate with the boys. Like, do you still feel like you're part of Big Red? I hope you know you are. That's a good way to do it.
Also, what do you think about JJ?
What do you think about the Lakers signing JJ Redick?
Thoughts on JJ Redick? I mean, even as crazy as you've been, I actually do think, like, for the first time, Will, I'm actually on your side because every year that you've done the Nebraska, like, where this year's different, I'm like, this guy's crazy. It's going to end up in the same spot. This is the first year where I'm like, he actually has a little merit. Like, I think they're going to be a pretty good team. I think they're going to go to a bowl game for the first time in forever. How long has it been the bowl drought?
Has it been over a decade?
Has it really?
Might have been.
Pelini?
It's been bad.
Was Pelini the last one? Or did Mike
No,
Riley
Mike
get one?
Riley. That was
'Cause
the
I think Mike
weirdest
Riley's
hire
year,
ever.
he started like 6 or 7-0.
Yeah.
Until it's just a similar schedule. and then
You
get gone.
guys did the same thing that Wisconsin did. Gary Anderson was our weird hire, where you hire someone, and Mike Riley, Utah State and Oregon State was Mike Riley, like hiring someone from the West Coast, being like,
yeah,
come coach
and
this
the
ball.
AD, like
Just like it made no sense.
none.
None.
And he, we don't. I don't have to throw shit on Mike Riley.
Because
he seems like a great guy.
Do you want to text him and ask him if he's still
I
part
don't
of
have
Big
his.
Red?
I don't have his. Because that the point that the time that he was there is like your staff gets fired and then when he was transitioning, that last group of seniors was the very last class that was around.
Yeah.
So that was the time where everything kind of felt
Was
weird.
he driving a Tesla?
Might have been.
Or not? Maybe it was
He could
too
have been
early
riding
for a
a bike.
Tesla, but it was like a Subaru or something. I was
Maybe-
like, this isn't a Nebraska.
Maybe like a
coach.
Prius.
Yeah.
It seems like
It was something
I
like
can judge
that.
a lot by a football coach based on what car he drives.
Yeah.
I could tell you how many games he's going to win.
Yeah.
Like Andy Reid probably has a truck from 1996.
Yeah, or even a minivan.
Yeah.
You could have a minivan for sure.
Minivan would be good, yeah. Matt Rule in a minivan would be kind of weird.
I wonder what Coach Rule does drive.
He
Probably
probably
get pulled over a
drives
lot.
a truck for
He
sure.
has to. He's
Absolutely
a truck guy. He's a
drives
Chevy
a
guy.
truck, yeah.
He's a Chevy guy.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Will?
No, you guys.
We're
got
gonna
anything
see
else
you a
to
bunch
do?
more because you're
I know,
gonna be
yeah.
in the office. I'm excited for football season. You'll be in
Dude,
the
pro
office
football
once a
show is
week.
gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Watching Thursday
Gambling
nights
with the
together.
boys.
Yeah.
We got to get in on some action. You had a clip that was out the other day talking about like the whole. It's not about winning and losing, but having fun with your boys.
Yeah.
You guys just put your money in one thing and you're all rooting for
Dude,
it. I can't wait for that.
I say it all the time, and I know like people like, oh, this loser talk because everyone online is hitting 65% of their bets somehow and knows the outcome after the game. But to me, obviously, you bet what you think, but there's no better feeling than when you're sitting down watching a game with all your friends. And you're all like, all right, what do we like? And, and everyone's like, all right, we like this. And then you're all in it together. And it's just like, we're pulling up for this together. It's just the best feeling. I fucking love it.
What's going to be your first prop bet on Thursday? Because you got the first game.
No.
Right?
No, Ravens, Chiefs.
Yep.
Is that one on Thursday?
Yeah. Ravens, Chiefs.
Okay.
Bears played noon on first week one against
Was
Titans.
it Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday against
I'm
Titans.
off on that.
You know what I love? Here's what I'm putting my money on this year. I'm going to go big on this. Kind of a sharp play. Kansas City Chiefs over 11.5 wins.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Rollback question. RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Thank you for bringing that up, PFT, because goddamn, were you so stupid about the Chiefs last year? Why did you do that?
In hindsight, just like you just said, yeah, guys, 65% the
But that's the
outcome after
one
the
guy.
game.
But that's the one guy. You said they weren't going to make the playoffs.
That was my hot take. Well, that take's got to be hot, right?
They should all be hot.
and that's one where
And
it's
you
like,
thought, and I remember so vividly after week one when they lost to the Lions.
when they lost to the Lions,
You
I
were
was
like,
I'm telling
I
you.
am the fucking smartest man alive.
I'm telling you, this is the year where they start to go down.
Well, there has to be one person every year that has that take. It's the same person that was like, this is the year that Tom Brady falls
Falls
off,
off,
cliff,
yeah.
and Father Time catches up.
Right,
There's
right,
always
right.
somebody that's out there being like, I don't believe in the Chiefs anymore.
There's-
It's going to be a lot harder to not believe in the Chiefs this year.
But in the take game, like there's certain teams you just don't like. I would never be like, oh, the Chiefs are going to suck this year because it's just like It's Patrick Mahomes. Were Chiefs fans giving you a lot of shit?
You don't think? Oh, they give me shit all the time. It's I get. It's like it's fun now to do.
Yeah.
But you don't think that division, Raiders, Broncos, Chargers, are going to be?
Chargers will be better for sure.
No, I don't think that division's going to give them any problems this year.
Not too worried about the
Are
Broncos.
you doing this again? Are you doing it again?
I mean, I'm doing it again, but I'm
You're doing it again.
12 wins. Over
no,
under.
I don't think so.
You're doing this
okay.
again, Will.
I think that division is going to be scrappy, top to
Will's
bottom.
doing it again.
Yeah.
Will, what are you talking about?
Scrappy, top to bottom.
So
I'm telling you.
What do you have? 10 wins? 9?
Will,
I think they make the
Will,
playoffs. I think they make the
You don't-
playoffs.
as a
I think they
wild
make the playoffs. I don't think they win the division.
Will. Will.
Okay.
Don't
I love
do
it.
this,
I love it, Will.
dude.
Will's that mouse that keeps going back and touching the electric.
I
thing,
can't
getting
believe
shocked.
it.
He's like,
We were
I'm going to
literally-
get this cheese next time.
Yeah, we were literally just talking about it. You just did it again.
Yeah, but man, I know deep in that brain, you're like, yeah, it could be a scrappy division, top to bottom. It could be interesting.
You're going to feel so smart, though, if it hits.
I think the Chargers will be, because I believe in Harbaugh, will be better, but I don't think they're there. They're doing a full roster overhaul.
I think the Raiders are going to be better.
Herbert,
Yeah. Mahomes.
Bo Nix,
Mahomes.
You didn't hear
Gardner
him.
Minshew.
Oh, took you a second. Mahomes.
Bro, I'm telling you, I think it's just
Why do you hate the Chiefs?
I don't hate the Chiefs.
No, it feels personal.
Feels like you hate the Chiefs as much
No.
as Max hates JJ Redick.
In your brief time in Las Vegas, did you develop that hatred for the Chiefs?
No, not like that. I think it just developed over, like it's starting there, but I didn't hate the Chiefs. You just knew that was a big rivalry.
It sounds like a guy who hates the
He
Chiefs.
hates the
No,
Chiefs.
I don't hate the Chiefs.
Yeah.
A lot of good friends on that team.
Oh, like who?
Harrison Bucker.
Wow, good
Yeah,
friend.
good friend, great friend.
Travis Kelce.
He dropped a fire quote about Winston Churchill the other day.
He
though.
did.
Like
He
an
did.
NFL kicker is like, yeah, I'm just like Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I know.
All right. Well, Willie, you're the best. We'll see you again soon. You'll be on again this fall. Great job. Listen,
Great
I
week.
said it. I'd
Love
go to
this
war
team.
with you guys. I'd go to war with you guys any day of the week, even though we fell a little short.
It's okay.
The backstroke, and you downplay yourself all the time. I think it's just part of the bag you try to work with. But you were.
I did have it was a moment where Taylor was on the other team. Will Taylor and I were in our cabin right before we were heading out, and I was just like, man, I feel like I'm like 50% tops right now. And Will just turns to me after we walked out. He's like, that was so smart what you just did.
Oh, Will, do you secretly miss just like after we're done today, we eat dinner, we hang out, socialize a little bit outside, maybe hit the showers, but we're all not showering together in a big open area, all butt naked looking at each other. Do you miss that at all in NFL training camp?
Well, Will showers with his shorts on.
He does. That's a fact.
Yeah, that was.
I was talking to Will about that yesterday, though. It is kind of weird that after practice,
Oh,
after
yeah.
games in the NFL, they're like, "Oh, okay, boys, pack it up," and then they all just take all their clothes off
Yeah.
and shower next
We
to each
do,
other.
yeah.
And you got that nickname.
I mean, I miss being in the locker room.
Yeah.
It's some of them shower conversations, man.
That's when it
pretty
gets
good.
real.
Yeah, it's when it gets real.
Yeah.
The scrimp nickname.
It's tough. But you own it.
They go scrimp. Shit. What the hell are you in here talking about today?
You're like, yeah, they must be calling me Jumbo. Yeah, that's cool.
It's
All you can eat.
Yeah.
all right. Thank you, Will.
Appreciate
You're
you
the best.
You know what we need to get more of? Off our ass. Will Compton was brought to you by the one drink that will get you off your ass. That's Mountain Dew. We love Mountain Dew. Been drinking it all week here. Got the Baja Blast in a can. We got Code Red. We got the original. We got zero sugar. We're fueled up on Mountain Dew with bold flavors and a refreshing citrus kick. Mountain Dew will get you off your ass, have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. A mountain where the weather's always perfect, your friends are ready to hang, and a day of epic proportions awaits. We were playing some softball the other day, drinking Mountain Dews in between innings. I could have been out in the outfield drinking Mountain Dew in one hand, catching Hank's pop-ups with my other hand. It was a great game. Remember that game of softball? Mm-hmm. Big Cat was lighting it up from the mound. Absolutely lights out. Twirled the gym out there.
Hank was mad that he couldn't pitch like I can.
Doesn't sound like Hank. But anyways, we were all refreshed. We were all feeling good because of Mountain Dew. The mountain's calling. You should answer. Grab your friends. Grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and do the do. He was also brought to you by our great friends over at Verizon. I'm excited for the best time of year, guys, football season. Verizon can help you win Sunday and be fully prepared for watching football with NFL Sunday Ticket, meaning you get your favorite team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. After the move to Chicago, I use NFL Sunday Ticket because I watch every Sunday Commanders game on my own terms. I can keep up with my team from afar, can watch the Commanders games right at home or on the go with my phone. I don't need to go out to bars to catch the game. We can watch it because of Sunday Ticket. It relies on NFL Sunday Ticket to get the Commanders games that I want, I need, and I can't live without. Now you can get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV to keep up with all your favorite teams and out-of-market games on Sunday afternoon too. Get an awesome deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube with Verizon. And now, here's Sam Morril.
Okay, we now welcome on a recurring guest, a little bit of a better setting than last year when he was on. It is comedian Sam Morril. Sam, first of all, welcome to the new office. We promised you last time you were here, we were in like a closet, that we'd be in a little bit of a better spot, so here we are.
This is crazy.
Yeah. But
Congrats.
great to have you.
I think last time there was a toilet that was flushing in the background the entire time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We had a pipe running through our studio, so whenever somebody would flush upstairs, we would just get a big dump going through our studio.
It was a dark time for us. We just like, there was a couple guests that came through and we're like, we swear, like, we didn't move to Chicago for this. And now we're here. So
No, this is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So you have a new special out on Amazon.
Yeah.
And you were saying to me earlier, your new special's out, but now you have to get a new special, and that's the hard part about comedy.
It never goes away, man. It's painful. Yeah, it's like people are like, "Oh my god, you have a new hour out." I'm like, "Yeah, cool. I have to start at fucking zero."
Yeah.
You're just like you're just in it. You feel like you're in spring training. You're just out of shape and shitty, and you're like, "No, I swear I'm good at this." But then they come out, and I'm like, "It's going to be all new shit."
Yeah.
Do you ever get a moment to be like, "Oh, that was awesome. I'm going to take some time to enjoy that"?
No.
Well, you're addicted to comedy.
Yeah.
You have an actual, like, an addiction.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to. I really don't really. I'm not good at celebrating ever. I was never like a birthday guy. I was never like, oh, this is awesome. No, I like the grind of starting at zero back on the road and just having to build it again.
Yeah.
It's humbling. It keeps you like from being a piece of shit.
Wait, so you didn't celebrate the Amazon special coming out for even like a week?
No. No.
What are you doing it for?
I was getting too frustrated. They were just turning down. They every time I'd be like, hey, they'd be like, what should we market your clip as? And everything they'd suggest, I'd be like, well, that's not a joke.
Oh.
It'd be like a setup, and they'd be like, that's it. And I'm like, no, here's 9 options. And they were like, none of those work.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, what's a bad representation of Amazon? And I was like, well, it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
And then I'd see like what they would post otherwise. It'd be like Homelander from The Boys sucking on a woman's breast. Or something. I'd be like, this is okay.
And you got to be careful because like whatever they choose to market your stand-up with, that's what people are going to see.
Yeah.
And then they'll assume that's the entire thing. Like Netflix, they put out a bad clip of Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, Joe Rogan is the worst he's the worst stand-up comedian ever. And so it's just like what they market you as is not always what's contained in the special.
It's usually like someone 22, fresh out of college, who's like, like this should be like an important job.
Yeah.
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 You know?
All right. So did you also get almost called a pedophile?
Not to my knowledge.
I would say, wait, no, there was one of your jokes I feel like went viral and people were like, this guy, recently. Maybe I'm
pedophile.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't
Is that a new one?
I've never heard it.
No,
That's probably for the best.
I can't remember. Someone maybe posted one of your jokes and everyone was like trying to take it out of context, and it was like, "Well, this is bullshit." Like he's a comedian.
That's the hard thing
with
with those clips, right? Because it's like you put them on social media. It's like a comedy club where someone's opening the door and being like, "That's fucked up."
Yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah.
Well, it's not for you, obviously.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't. I've definitely have a lot of pedo jokes.
That was a bad question by me to being like, "Hey, did you get accused of being a pedophile?"
Yeah.
My bad.
Now this is gonna get.
What would your
part of
response-
like some
Yeah.
At
video.
least address it.
Hypothetically, what would your response be if somebody were to accuse you of being a pedophile, Sam?
I would say Kevin Spacey was exonerated. Maybe I'll have similar luck. I don't. I have a lot. I definitely had a lot of pedo. I had a joke back in the day about how like the best thing about pedophile jokes is like no one ever gets offended.
Yeah.
Because no one's gonna stand up in the crowd like that's enough.
Right.
You know what I mean?
right.
No one's standing up for them. I had a lot of pedo jokes in my last special. I don't know if I had any in this one.
Did Amazon say, like, let's not include those in the clips?
They asked me not to include one joke in the special. They asked me to cut one joke. And, my friends are like, dude, fuck that shit. You're an artist. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I get the joke back.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like thrilled. I opened on a joke that was like, my friend, I texted her, she was pregnant. I said, congrats on the baby. She just had a baby. And she sent me back a picture of her breastfeeding. I was like, oh, okay. And then she wrote, sorry if that's like the female equivalent of a dick pic. And I was like, I think it'd be way worse if I send you a picture of a baby sucking my penis. And that was my first joke. I just thought it was like a quick, fun joke. And they were like, can you not open on that? And I was like, well, it's kind of hard to move it.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to put it in like the middle of the special.
Yeah.
So then that was an issue. And then I was just like, well, I'll just keep it. I'll just do it for the next
That's a
hour.
bonus. There must be just one less joke that you have to write when you're coming up with new material, right?
I know. Yeah, that's the tough thing. But I mean, look, they didn't ask me to cut anything. They were just like, this will fuck it up in the algorithm. Like people will get. It's so funny. You're like,
They always could say that algorithm.
I know.
Like anytime they're just like, oh yeah, well we got to do this for the algorithm. I'm like, okay,
I know.
sure. Take your shirt off and make this, TikTok video for the algorithm. All right.
That's Bert. Right there.
Yeah, right. It's like get in the algorithm.
It must also be weird taping a special and like you tape it and you know that it was good. You're happy with your performance. But then you have to wait and be like, well, I don't know if the actual stand-up special is going to be good because there's so much else that goes into like putting out like a video of your performance than actually just doing the performance live, right?
I felt good about it. We did 4 shows, which is stupid. It's a huge waste of money, but I liked it. I did 7 when I did one in Chicago. I'm a psycho.
Wow.
I'll just keep taping. I'm like, no, let's just keep taping them. I'm just watching money just disappear from my account. But I'm like, no, it'll be cool. We'll just keep taping it. And yeah, by the 4th one, I knew we had a good moment too where a woman, I didn't want hecklers, but like if someone heckled, I didn't want to put any crowd work in the actual special because there's so much crowd work on the internet right now. And I was like, I'm just going to do start to finish jokes. But one woman heckled a joke and I was like, I kind of got to keep this in because it was a quick moment. But I just said the words Fox News and she was like, boo. And I was like, a joke is coming. It's not like a joke is not coming. You think I'm just going to say the words Fox News? And then she was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, hold on, I've never heard a woman say that before. Let me take that in. So that was like a fun, quick one. But I'm like, I'm not going to, I didn't want crowd work in the special.
Yeah.
What is it about hecklers? What's the mentality of somebody that goes to a comedy show and is like, you know what, now's my time to chip in?
It's a good question. I mean, alcohol, maybe just that you're that person. I think you probably lack a self-awareness and maybe your group of friends around you is always like egging, like you're that person. There's like a weird thing of someone's like, well, I tell it like it is. I'm like, well, that's not a talent. Anyone can do that.
You're
Just
just
being an
an
asshole.
asshole.
Yeah.
The person who's like, I said it. I'm like, anyone can say it.
Yeah.
Say it cleverly.
Yeah.
I just wonder if those people, if they're like that every single show they go to, or if something snaps and they're like, I can't hold back anymore.
I think it's also like I know because I've seen Shane do a couple shows, and I think that there's, and this is a good thing that you want your fans to feel this affinity towards you, but I think a lot of hecklers show up there being like, I'm gonna make Shane Gillis laugh.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you're probably not because he's very, very funny and also he's doing a show, but like in their head they're like, this is my moment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make him laugh and then we're gonna be best friends.
Totally. Yeah. Shane is, you might make him laugh at the bar afterwards, but on stage,
Right.
Shane is like, his fans are also probably just all guttural alcoholics,
Yeah.
Shane's insanely funny, but his fans, Shane drinks heavily.
Yeah.
And like,
Oh, we've been with him many times.
It's like a video game when I see him, just like, how do I get around Shane without getting blackout drunk?
Yeah.
And I lose most times, but I saw him in Nashville just recently. I was passing through Nashville. I was at some Post Malone concert. It was really fun. I see Shane. He's like, your beer looks light. I'm like, it's not like a see-through glass. You don't know it's light. But he just assumes he's like, have another beer. And I'm like, I'm hungover. I flew in that day. I'm like, all right, I'll have one. And he's like, he just keeps an eye on everybody. He's like making sure. He's like a fucking bad cop.
Well, he did a case race with us on the Yak, and I made the mistake of just being like, oh, I think like you and I will be like the two heavy hitters. It was like dissing Jordan. Like he was just like, oh yeah, and then he like took it. Afterwards, he's like, yeah, you shouldn't have said that because he just dominated everyone.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have. That was a
puts
mistake.
him back.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
I like that he's like a coach. He sees people that aren't drinking enough, and he's like a football guy. He's a football player, so he just gives you tough love. He's like, come on, pussy.
Yeah.
Let's go. One more rep.
Yeah.
Get it in.
It was brutal. It was him and Joe DeRosa who were just both. Joe's 46. Joe's got to slow down. Joe's like that dude who like, that friend who's like kind of happy to be at a funeral because it's an excuse to do shots.
Yeah.
Where he's like, we got to do this for Steve. I'm like, you fucking love this, dude.
Yeah.
You love that he died.
Yeah.
You get to do this.
Another party. Wait, how old are you?
I'm 37.
Okay, so you still got some.
I got a couple more years.
Yeah.
But it's hurting. I'm hurting now. I had
Yeah.
a few martinis last night with Chris Stefano. We're getting hammered at Shaw's Crab House. He's with his family. We're just pounding martinis. He's like, let's go on a boat tour. So we're doing like, and by the way, boat tour with a woman just narrating. So it's like her comedy show where she's like, don't interrupt me. No sound. And I'm like, so we just got drunk and we have to be quiet.
Yeah.
So now I'm in my head. I'm like, hey, you got to be respectful. It's her thing. But we're just like staring at each other shit-faced, looking at your beautiful city.
Yeah.
Like this is both knowing it was a mistake to get on that boat.
I think he liked it.
The architecture tours are kind of cool here.
It's very cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
a lot of fun facts.
It was also perfect weather day.
Oh my God.
And you get one of those perfect, like,
so good.
not too hot.
It was like
Chicago summer
It
days.
was like 10 p.m. It was late.
Oh yeah, you guys went after dinner.
Yeah.
Jesus,
I didn't know they did night tours. Yeah,
It was cool.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
It was very cool.
So you are addicted to comedy. Have you taken any breaks?
I did a little bit last year,
Which is what? How long?
a week.
It's fucking crazy.
It's so painful to get back into comedy. It's so to stop and then have to start again it's excruciating. I hate going on feeling weak as a comic. I like always knowing I'm in comedy shape, and I like touring. I've talked to like legends in comedy who are like, you're burning yourself out, which is totally true. But like, what else am I going to do? You know, I always wanted to make like a TV show or a movie. I'm working on stuff like that. But in the meantime, like I want to go stand-up's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I laugh at it, but also whenever we take like a week vacation, I'm like, I want to talk about sports.
I know.
Like I get the itch where I'm like starting to go a little stir crazy in my brain where it's like I don't have this outlet and you can't relax for like an extended period of time.
Yeah, it's you've gotten to this level because you guys are workaholics.
Yeah.
You don't get to where you don't get this studio by being like, I'm going to Mykonos next week. No, you fucking work your ass
I
off.
did go to Mykonos this summer. But
Did you?
yeah.
Oh, you guys are falling off.
But we came back. We did tape while I was there to talk about NBA free agency.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So there was that. So it's not really a full trip. But like, do you think you're a workaholic in the true sense of the word? Like, no matter what you were doing, you would be like this, or is it just comedy?
Probably comedy. I really like what I do, so I'm pretty fortunate. Yeah, if I hated what I did, I would probably not be going crazy working at it. But I also, when people say workaholic, like it's just hilarious to me because I'm like, I did 2 sets last Monday. It's like 15 minutes each.
Yeah.
Less than an hour a day at work.
Our
Like,
job
like,
is awesome.
They're like, you're a fucking workaholic.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was home in an hour 15.
Yeah, when I say like I'm a workaholic, it's like, oh, you did a 3-hour video game stream.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I guess I am guilty as charged.
My podcast is literally me getting shit faced, and people are like, you had a hard day at work, like you work all day. I'm like, I was drunk with my friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not
pretty.
hard.
That rules.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. So you tour a lot. You do a lot of shows. You're going to Europe, right?
Yeah.
You're going to Amsterdam.
Never been.
That'll be fun.
Only there at night, unfortunately. We added a show. I can't. That's the weird thing is like you undersell in some places, and then places like Amsterdam, we added a show. It's crazy.
Do you have to like plan ahead to see? Because
And Frank House.
Well, stand-up comedy.
Gotta get
it's like-
tickets like 6 weeks out for that thing.
I know,
That's a hot
it's-
ticket.
it
I don't want to
is-
be calling my agent. You got to get me in, dude.
It is crazy, but like when you're doing show, I would imagine that different audiences react differently to different jokes, right?
Yeah.
When you're traveling overseas, there's also maybe a small language barrier sometime.
Yeah.
Do you have to think about which jokes like a Dutch audience is going to be into?
Totally. Yeah. You don't. Sometimes you can groom your set. You go all the way through it, and then, by the way, groom. That's
Yeah,
gonna be
here we
putting
go.
the
There it is.
pedophile
That's
thing.
why people
God
are saying
damn
you're
it.
a pedophile.
Red
But
flag.
no, you go through it, and then you don't realize till you're mid set, and you're like, "Fuck, they don't have Panda Express in London." You know, you're just like, "Shit, I don't know that." So yeah, it's stressful. You don't realize till midway through, but the shit that's universal is so funny. I had a joke in my special about like I went down a girl, and it was I didn't know how long I was down there, but it was at least 22 minutes because an entire episode of Frasier played in the background, and like how I'm like fucking Niles, like I had a whole thing about that, and everyone like applauds when I say Niles in Australia, like Niles is that global.
It's huge.
So it's funny the shit that people don't mix, but then or they don't catch, but then the stuff they do catch, you're like, wow, this is global.
Yeah. We got to talk about your Knicks.
Yeah, dude.
Jalen Brunson.
I love him so much. I couldn't love a player more.
He clearly like someone's paying him. Someone's paying him in New York City.
I hope so.
Yeah. There's
Because
got to be something.
To leave that kind of money on the table, like, dude, I was at so many games this year, and like, I can't remember loving a player this much. I mean, I love Starks and Ewing and Oak and the 90s Knicks so much, Mason, but like that team was lovable in like a way like they're going to fuck you up. These guys are lovable and like they're best. We're just watching best friends win together.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Right.
It is cool, and I feel like for the most part, people root against New York City at like
But
a national
why?
level. But with the
Oh,
Knicks,
you know why.
Yeah.
But not why the Knicks is my question.
Because
I understand the Yankees.
Because also
Yeah.
Yankees. Because you're also Yankees fans.
That's fair.
That's kind of like the math that we do in our head. But the Knicks were so good and so fun that I feel like, for the most part, America didn't hate the Knicks. Like we loved watching the Knicks because they were a fun team to play. Like it was cool watching them, like you said, friends from college playing on the same team, having success in the NBA playoffs, and their style of play. I feel like it translates. It's like universal. So we loved them.
It's beautiful. It's like what you hear the 60s and 70s Knicks played, like just moving the ball. The injuries did us in, but like I think this year we're pretty good. It just hurts so much to lose Hardenstein. He was one of my faves.
Yeah.
He's a bruiser. He's a high IQ guy, great passer. Like I loved how he played.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and Jalen Brunson is so much fun. I mean, like he bet on himself, and like the fact that he just ended up in New York where like people love that style, like New York point guards and all that stuff. It's just,
We never had
awesome.
that guy either. Like you look at who are we starting? Shane Larkin?
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking Tony Douglas. No disrespect to these guys, but like,
No, all disrespect to him. Yeah, you don't. You mean
they're NBA
disrespect.
players,
Yeah.
but they're barely NBA players. And
Yeah.
now we have a guy who's like, I think it's fair to say he's in the combo of a top 10 guy. He's definitely in my top 10.
Yeah.
I'm sure people will argue that, but he's a hell of a player.
Yeah, I got in an
Playoffs,
argument
too.
because I was like, superstars in the NBA are like, there's like 5 of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's not a superstar yet, and Knicks fans were very upset about that. But I was like, he's on the way. You got to be
here's
like
why I would
deep
go
in the
against that,
playoffs.
though.
Yeah.
He elevates in the playoffs. Like,
course.
To me, like you have to. Okay, is he a regular season superstar? Debatable, fine, but you got to put a guy like Jimmy Butler in that conversation too. Of guys who
See, he's
elevate,
not a superstar to me
but,
either.
But in the playoffs, he is.
Yeah, and I also think he's going to be there. Like him and Anthony Edwards are going to be superstars, where it's like the face of the NBA
I
in
hope.
a year or two. Where it's like that was the first like deep run for Jalen Brunson, and this next year is going to be a big year for him. And if he goes deep again, it's like, oh shit, this guy he's the real deal. He is the real deal.
He is the real deal, and he's fearless and a closer. Just losing. We don't have depth at the big. I loved Hardenstein. I knew he was leaving because I DM'd with him a little, and I invited him to Comedy Cellar, and he said, "Oh man, I would have, but I'm in Houston." I was like, "Would have? This is a week out, so I know it means he's not coming back."
Do you ever feel weird DMing players?
No, because it's not like I'm like a fucking chick sliding in all these dudes' DMs, but I'm just like, oh, great game. Occasionally, like, great game or something, and
Good game.
yeah,
Yeah.
He had so many huge plays. So I was
Well,
just
does
like,
he follow you?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. That's a totally normal.
So that's why I did it. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm not just cold sliding in, but like he, we were at a game and he came over to high five me in the playoffs. And Chris DiStefano and his fucking meatball cop friend got in front of us to try to intercept the high five. And I was like, what the hell are you doing?
That was my high five.
That was my high five. And he like went away like shaking his head because this guy was like 300 pounds of muscle, Chris's cop friend. Like he's like, no one's taking that high five. You have to break your hand.
Yeah.
And then after the game, he DM'd me. I tried to high five you, but some dumbass got in front of you. And I just showed it to Chris. I go, you're the dumbass. You cost me a fucking playoff high five. I loved him. I mean, the energy of the Garden was something unlike.
It is special. I was skeptical because I was like, it can't be that much different. But then I went to a playoff game 2 years ago, and I was like, okay, this is pretty sick.
That was against Atlanta, you mean?
The Cavs, the series against. the Cavs.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But I was just like, this is sick. Like you could tell that everyone's just in it, and it's so loud throughout the entire game.
Dude, it was epic. I mean, hearing Tracy Morgan, I was lucky enough to get good seats some of those games. One game, Tracy Morgan he turns behind to it, look at us, and he goes, "Real animals eat meat." I'm like, I don't know what that means. We're just like, hell yeah, dude.
It means something in that moment, right?
It meant something.
The way that he says it, you're like, he's right.
No, we were like nodding. We're like, fuck yeah, they do, dude.
Yeah, and you had all the old Knicks there, which was a little depressing because it wasn't like, they're good. There were good players, but not like. Oh man,
Bernard King's a legend.
Yeah, but like
Clyde's a
it was like
legend.
Steph Marbury and like
he's a New
Mars
York guy.
Stoudemire. Yeah,
Hey, Amari gave us one of the best half seasons.
He
of
did.
my life.
He did.
That
He
was
did.
a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Look, Marbury, it didn't work out. That was a tough era.
Yeah.
that was a tough one. But he's a New York kid, and I think his story is still pretty cool.
it is. So I was having this conversation with a couple buddies the other day. the New York sports Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
It's kind of depressing because it's probably all Yankees. Like I was
Oh.
thinking about it and I was like, is it all Yankees?
Well, so it's
Cheater.
Ruth, Mantle,
yeah, but then you say we could go like 10 deep.
true
With
with
the
Yankees,
baseball,
but
and then it's better than a lot of other teams.
But you were- oh, absolutely.
because maybe Mariano Rivera is not even on it.
I think he would. I think I settled on Mantle, Ruth, Mo, and Jeter. But
How
like
about DiMaggio,
DiMaggio,
you can't put Mantle over DiMaggio.
so DiMaggio over Mantle. But then like, what other sport would get in?
Joe Namath.
No, he sucked.
Nah, he's not.
Eli would get in over Joe.
Eli is definitely an over Joe.
Yeah, but
And
like
then-
it's kind of depressing when you think about the other sports. You're like, who else?
Frazier and Reed are pretty iconic.
Yeah,
But
like,
the Yankees are so iconic. that
Right.
I get why. I mean, you didn't say Gehrig. Like Lou Gehrig's
Right.
numbers are fucking stupid.
right, and you leave off like Mark Messier and like there's a bunch of, but like the Yankees are just the Yankees.
Lawrence
Yeah,
Taylor.
Yeah, Lawrence
LT.
Taylor.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think it's all Yankees.
Gretzky.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Gretzky at the end. You
Yeah.
know, Messier was older when he was a Ranger.
Lundqvist, like, but it's all Yankees, probably.
Yeah, Lundqvist.
If you
what a
had to
fucking
do it.
handsome man that guy is.
Still is.
He's still a gorgeous guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so-
would Ewing even touch it?
It's just tough because of the Yankees, you said, and the winning. But like, yeah, Ewing, I love Ewing so much. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that voiceover he did for Brunson, I was like, fuck.
I love that we didn't even consider any Mets on this list.
No.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is like who makes it.
Lenny Dykstra.
Doc. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. It's kind of depressing. Like, it's not, there's a lot of cities where you're like, boom, that's the Mount Rushmore.
yeah.
And then the New York, yeah, the Yankees can fill it up, but then you're like, wait, we don't even have any other sports?
I think for the Knicks, you got to put Stephen A. Smith on there. What'd you think about?
Yeah, that was a little
What'd you
much.
think about Stephen A. during the playoffs? Like they made the game about Stephen A. Smith.
Well, isn't that what he always does?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Was
shocked
that-
to see
was
that
that any
Stephen A.
different?
Smith made it.
Did you think at any point, like, hey, the Pacers are also playing in this, or because you're a New Yorker through and through, you're like, no, this is just how coverage should be?
No, I knew it was not okay for what he was doing, but I also don't really watch him, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like I kind of like mute until the game starts.
Right.
I don't want to watch his halftime show. It's awful.
Yeah.
I mean, when they go from TNT to him, I'm like, this is the biggest
It's crazy.
turnaround I've ever seen. Yeah, he just kind of. It's like, you know, when you play in the park with someone who's like an ISO guy and doesn't pass to anyone, that's what he does. And then you see Ernie and he's like dishing it out. He's
Yeah.
getting everyone cooking. It's like, it's just not good TV to me.
No.
Yeah, it was very strange. And I kept feeling like they were just giving the Pacers more ammo. It's like this is exactly what they want.
Well, they won because of the injuries. I know that I'm going to get shit every time I say this, but it's like they're not beating us without. I mean, we didn't have one starter who's our current starter playing with Brunson.
Yeah, it was pretty bad at the end.
Yeah.
It was.
And when
pretty
Brunson
tough.
broke his hand, I was at that game. That was hell.
Where do you land on the Tibbs argument?
He's great.
But like I know the injuries weren't exactly, you know, some of them were freak injuries, but this is what I struggled with the Bulls is like he gets his teams to play so hard throughout the regular season,
Yeah.
and they just run out of gas in the playoffs, and they get injured, and
man.
they just everything falls apart.
We're in love. Is he toxic? Who knows? You know, like if I love a girl that's treating me like shit, I still love her.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy. I love Tibbs.
Yeah.
Like I think they buy in. If you don't buy into Tibbs, yeah, he's not right. But if the best player and all the other best players buy in, like Randall bought in before Brunson. Brunson buys in.
No, they
have the
do. They
history.
all die. I mean, they all play so hard for him.
OG is the only one that worries me a little because of his durability, and same with Mitch, of course. But like, I think if they're healthy for the playoffs, we're tough. We just need that backup five. Like
Mm-hmm.
Hardenstein was so valuable.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
such a good
he
player.
was so good.
So what happens next year?
I think we have to see how this plays out because part of me is like, is our defense going to be insane, or is our shooting not going to be quite good enough without Dante in the lineup? So, I mean, but the length defensively with Bridges and OG, and then Randall just beating you up. I mean, it could be a physical team.
Yeah. And a fun team to root for, too.
Yeah, look, Boston is an amazing team, but they're just not fun.
No.
Tatum is not fun.
Does he have aura?
He has no aura.
Yeah.
You think Tatum?
I don't know.
No,
we're not sure.
We're firmly on the no aura.
I mean, Brown has some aura. I think.
Oh, he's
yeah.
definitely got aura.
I think Tatum has no aura. I think Drew has aura.
Yep.
But Tatum is like, once your mom starts being like, this isn't fair, it's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, who gives a shit? Like, this isn't, you don't get greatness from a supportive mom.
Yeah.
You're not an alpha. Tony Soprano had a bad mom. He's a fucking alpha.
That's
LeBron's
true.
mom's fucking his teammates.
Yeah.
He's an alpha.
Yeah.
You need a bit of like, yeah, maybe he should be on the bench. look at the numbers. He should have been on the bench in Team USA. He wasn't a good enough spot-up shooter. Devin Booker's a better spot-up shooter, and then he doesn't play the D that Drew plays. Like, he should have been. He's a great player who should have been not getting minutes over LeBron or KD.
Yeah,
His mom needs to be crazier. I like that take. Yeah. She's
I
too
wonder
supportive.
too if they hadn't won the title, would this conversation even be happening? Because it was more like, I mean, Tatum's a very good player. He should have probably played more minutes than just not playing some games. But if they don't win, are people as up in arms about
No way.
him not playing?
Well, he kind of anointed himself. He's like, I'm the face of the NBA, and we're like, did you run that by anyone else?
Yeah.
Because there's Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Luka.
Devin Booker's a great young player. Luka, Jalen Brunson is a great young player.
People have forgotten about Giannis.
I haven't.
I know you haven't because you were heavily recruiting him.
I was, and I know that I fucked up last time I was here saying he'll definitely come to the Knicks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
guess
that's
what?
right. You
I'm
did
not,
say that.
and I'm not done saying it could
Do you
still
blame
happen.
yourself?
No, I blame.
Did you DM him?
I DM'd his brother, and I got left on red.
Oh shit!
I got left on. He follows me. I thought it was safe.
So you hit up Thanasis?
Yeah, I did their benefit a couple years ago, and dude, I killed. I went up and I got applause break from Mayor Adams on an AIDS joke. I was like, I'm fucking locked in right now. I did this old Magic Johnson joke about like how my ex was like, you're not crying during this breakup, but you cried during the Magic Johnson documentary, and I was like, you think you're in the same inspiration category? Magic, you played in the All-Star game with HIV. You wouldn't fuck me when you had a headache. And I look into the crowd, and Mayor Adams is like this, and I'm like, man, I'm fucking crushing. Yeah. And I see Giannis and his brother in the crowd going. I was like, oh, they're so innocent, you know?
Yeah.
And then his brother was like, hit me up if you're ever in Greece. And I was in Greece, and I hit him up, and he just left me on
Oh
red.
That's
no,
tough. That's tough.
But that's also a great move by him to be like, because you always be like, oh yeah, I'll see you next time. Be like, hit me up if you're in Greece. No one ever actually follows through except you.
I never do it, but I was like, I'm in Greece, and I think he's
Told
here,
me.
and I kind of want to see Greece with the Antetokounmpos, you know?
Yeah, the way they see it. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I don't think I blew it. I think he's loyal. I think it was a really dumb decision to be loyal because Dame is getting older. Doc is not the greatest coach in the world, and Brook Lopez is getting older. Middleton's injury prone. I think
This might be the year Giannis complains.
I'd be shocked.
You wouldn't be shocked?
No,
You would?
I would be a little shocked.
I don't know
if
though, but like what you just laid out, and like if it doesn't go well, and they went all in on the Dame thing,
Yeah.
this could be the year where he's like, what the fuck is going on here? He's been there's something about the European players. They don't really like. Maybe it's cultural. They just don't like complain the same way that our guys have complained the last like 5 years that have kind of ruined the NBA in some ways.
Luka, he complains.
Luka complained,
But mostly to the
but
officials.
Jokic is never. Giannis is never like.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Giannis is. I think Jokic doesn't care enough. He's like just like the great guy who's like, yeah, whatever.
He's the best dude ever.
He's like, I happen to be great at basketball.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a side hustle for his horse racing, and then Giannis is so competitive that I think part of him's like, I don't want people to forget how great I am.
Right. Yeah, this might be the redemption year because we kind of have forgotten. Like if you ask people right now, top 5, he sometimes gets left off because he's been injured.
He can't be just because of what he does on.
Agreed.
TV.
Totally agree. Like he is top 5, but because we haven't seen, they got bounced against the Heat in the first round, and then this year he was
That
hurt.
was brutal. But that's what I'm saying. That's why Jimmy, you have to say in the playoffs, is a superstar.
Different guy.
Because what he did was insane, and it gives me no pleasure to give love to Miami fans.
Yeah. Did you take any joy watching Team USA? Because you root against most of these guys.
No,
right?
no.
Were you
have
able to put all that aside?
It's amazing. It's like I'm proud to be an American. I mean, it's an incredible thing to watch LeBron with Barack Obama gray hairs throwing down crazy dunks, KD hitting fat nut closing shots against Serbia, Steph looking like a phenom. Like, no, it was a beautiful thing. I loved it, and no, I took so much joy in it.
It also was to me like the significance of just like it felt like an era ending, because those guys, Steph, LeBron, KD. If you had to bet, would you bet any of them to win another title? I probably wouldn't.
No.
Right. So it's like
not in this current
right. It's kind
roster.
of like the end of like this era of basketball for America where it's like they went out on top.
It's the Avengers.
Right.
It's literally Tony Stark dying.
Oh, spoiler.
Never seen it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
God damn it.
LaShawn McCoy.
Wait, Tony.
Here.
I thought Tony Stark was the Green Goblin or whatever.
All right. Yeah,
New guy?
we're good. But,
he is a Green Goblin.
no, that's Willem Dafoe.
Oh, who's
who I heard has got a monster hog.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, apparently his dick's so big, Lars von Trier had to cut it out of a movie. Like he had to get a penis double, which is amazing to me that job exists. That there's a guy just like picking up a phone, like, is it too big or too little? Doesn't matter. I'm there. I'll be there.
Yeah, you got to scout that out in the
Yeah.
auditions and put on something tight. Wait, what is Robert Downey Jr.? What character is he?
He's going to be Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom.
So
Yeah,
you're a
I
big
mixed
Marvel
up.
guy?
No, but I know that. That's
Yeah, we don't know anything. Pisses
Okay.
people off every time we talk
Yeah.
about Marvel.
I only saw Black Panther because I'm an ally, but I haven't
cool.
seen.
I
the
didn't
rest
see
of it.
Black Panther.
really.
Yeah, not
You're
an ally.
He hates black people.
It's so funny they got all this credit for doing that in all black cast, but it's like, dude, you did it after Ant-Man.
Yeah,
It's not-
right.
it's not like-
Yeah, you got Ant-Man first.
You got Ant-Man before the black movie. Yeah, we got to do Ant-Man first.
Paul Rudd, superhero. Okay, I guess we've conquered all the hills. Now we
Yeah.
can do this one. But yeah, we don't know shit about Marvel.
Yeah, I'm not a big Marvel guy, but I know that.
Sounds like you kind of are.
Yeah,
I mean that one was fun. The Avengers one was fun.
Yeah, we wouldn't know.
we didn't see it. Yeah, so yeah, the Olympics were fun. Getting to root for those guys, and LeBron, he's like embracing the gray hair. I don't know if he's going to come back and dye the beard. But it felt like he was intentionally showing I've got gray facial hair.
It was real
and I'm
life
still the
Uncle
best in the
Drew.
world. Yeah.
It was like holy shit. LeBron it'd be so funny if he just kept playing. If he just was on the next Olympic team and Tatum had to ride the bench again.
That would be funny.
Just as
Yeah.
an old, like he's got gray hair. He's fucking, he's taking Cialis.
But getting to like truly love LeBron James when he's playing, it was a foreign concept for me because like he's corny, he's funny when you watch him try to be like take himself super seriously sometimes, whether he's reading all these books that he never gets past like page 2 of, or like catching him in a lie.
What is that? Always, what is the posing with the book?
Well, he read the biography of Malcolm X, and then they asked him like what his favorite part was, and then he like paused and he's like, all of it. I just enjoyed all of it.
Trump.
Yeah. So
What's your favorite part of the Bible? All of the passages.
I can't pick one. So like it's funny because he wants to be everything to everyone.
Yeah.
And the way he goes about that, it's an interesting insight into his mind.
Be KD.
Yeah.
Be the dude who's all of us, who's just writing back to angry.
Yeah, who's just mad online like he wins a game and then he's just calling out people's citizenship.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It's like 3 a.m. and he's trolling Serbia after
loved
they just
it.
beat him. I love that too. We love KD now, but like getting to root for LeBron James, it woke something up in me where I was like, maybe I've been a closeted bronsexual my entire life.
Wow.
And maybe now, like,
me.
I gotta tell my dad, or like I gotta tell my mom, and she's gonna be disappointed in me. And it's like, what's this all about? Like, what are these new feelings that I'm feeling inside? But he's great. He's fun to root for when he's your guy.
Well, this is what we do. I think real sports fans, you don't root for the guy who's like the number one, who's the anointed. He's literally called king from when he was a rookie.
Yeah.
I felt this way with Kobe. I didn't like Kobe until the end. I like it's like wrestling. They kind of reinvent themselves over time, and then you're kind of like, fuck, Kobe went heel for a minute, then he was back, and it was kind of like by the end I loved Kobe.
Yeah.
But it takes a minute. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you're in the moment, you're just like, fuck this guy. And then when he leaves, you're like, oh, it's weird now.
All my friends were like, Kobe's the man. So I was like, no, fuck that. I'm a spree guy. I think T-Mac is cool. I would like go for the other guys, you know?
I don't want to say.
What?
I think he's very overrated because he's rated so high. Like he gets talked about like LeBron or Michael Jordan. I don't think he's in that.
That's a fair take.
Spot.
I mean, he was for that. It's tough. It's by era, really.
Right.
You know? I mean, he was that era's greatest.
But he also he wasn't the best player on the three-peat team.
No way.
I mean, Shaq was an absolute monster.
But he went back to back.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I'm gonna get shit for that.
You
Again,
will.
it's not because he's not great. It's
Yeah.
because he gets talked in a group that I just don't know. There's like a hollowed group of players that are in that upper echelon. I think he's right behind it.
Yeah.
He's also become a mindset where like if somebody goes out there and like in high school they win like 120-10, you're like, that's that Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
Like Kobe. Or if somebody doesn't if someone doesn't act like an asshole sometimes, you're like, Kobe would never do that.
Yeah. There's also moments where I wish Kobe would have been there. Like at the game on
and for the
Saturday.
women's game, he was a big ambassador for.
He would have been like staring down the other team. Like it would have been cool, those moments. You know what I mean?
But isn't it kind of annoying when the guys on the bench are trying to hog like when they kept panning to Melo? I'm like, Curry's the one hitting the shots.
Yeah.
Joe Curry.
Although Melo calling plays was sick.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I mean, Melo was the best when he was at his best when he was on the Olympic team.
He was a sixth man.
Yeah.
That's what's so funny about it. Is like these dudes are coming off the bench. He's phenomenal.
I know.
Melo was awesome. Olympic Melo was the coolest Melo, I think.
Yeah, he just got passed by KD.
I like having Draymond there too. Draymond should travel with the team.
Yeah.
That was so petty.
He should be just
So petty.
getting in
He
every,
won't
trying
let,
to
and you
fight
know,
everyone.
Gobert's like, dude, enough. Like,
Yeah.
you choked
won.
me.
Yeah. And you're like, and I'm a joke. Like everyone laughs at me. Yeah. Draymond just still twisting that knife.
Gobert, the hatred for Gobert really does remind me when like a hack comedian blows up too much.
Yeah.
And he gets paid too much money, and you're just like, fuck that guy. You didn't give a shit about him like before he got paid. He was
Right.
like an afterthought, but then he gets like really rich, and you're like, this guy fucking blows. And then he's like, I just took the money.
Yeah.
Like, you hate me for just taking the money, but we do.
Do you think hack comedians like walk around knowing that everyone hates them?
Some of them just drink their own Kool-Aid. They
Yeah.
buy it. They're like,
They're
I'm
like,
why would I get all this if I wasn't the greatest?
Yeah. Because that would be like pretty brutal imposter syndrome to walk around being like, everyone else in comedy hates me, but I'm selling out arenas.
Yeah, I mean, there's worse lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're selling out arenas. You're probably having a good life.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you can delude yourself into anything.
I don't think Rudy Gobert should be unhappy.
No.
Although deep down, like somewhere, he's probably like, man, I wish anyone respected me.
I wish I was French.
It sucks when all the bigs are shitting on you. Like, Shaq and all these guys are like, this guy sucks, and it's like, and you're kind of like, Shaq, you should be a little unbiased. This is, but then it's kind of funny that he's not. Draymond's hatred of him, it does stem from jealousy. That's the thing. It's like, because he's got 4 DPOY.
I know that's the problem. Is like you have that success. That's why you should just never have too much success, because then everyone's going to shit on you. Like if he just had 2 defensive player of the years, because then he wins one and then they go to the playoffs. It's like, this is your defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
It's like he should just give one back. He should say, I don't want it this year.
That, you know what? If he takes himself out of it,
Yeah.
that's actually the smart thing.
That's
to
what
do.
I would do if I were him.
He plays really well against shitty players, against
Yeah.
shitty offenses. And so he like pads his stats a little bit. Then sometimes in the playoffs you see him get exposed and he gets cooked by good players. So just let some shitty players get some more points against you this year. Take yourself out of the running that way.
Yeah.
It's smart. And also, I'm sure the French thing for some reason isn't helping. There's a lot of problems.
Oh,
Yeah.
the French thing is we're always going to hate French people.
And we will blame him for COVID too.
That's holy shit.
But just
I
kind of
forgot
like
about
wrong
that.
place, wrong time.
Yeah.
But he
mocked it.
he came back and he like touched every microphone, and then they're like, yeah, it turns out he did have COVID, and now we have to cancel all of basketball.
Yeah, well, I'm now thinking about it. Wemby's going to be a great test.
He's like
of
the
like
reverse
how
Forrest
much
Gump.
do we hate French people?
Nah, he's already beloved.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like he's going to supersede that.
The fact that he cried too when they lost.
Yeah,
I love that.
I love that.
He's could be the best ever.
Yeah, no,
It's
he's going to be
insane.
a problem. I
Cooper
think
Flag.
Cooper Flag's
next up. The main
Next
event.
up.
I'm excited about that. I've already set my tanking watch on that. I want Cooper Flag in DC. That would
That'd be
great.
cool. Man,
Yeah.
you guys are making weird moves. The Valanciunas one?
I like what we're doing though, because we at least have a plan now.
What's the plan?
For years, the plan is basically tank
Yeah.
and try to just turn everything over. But for years, it was like, finish 10th in the East, and then maybe one year we'll get in as an 8 seed, and we'll get cooked. But post John Wall, there hasn't been a lot of like actionable plan going on in DC. But we got the guy from Oklahoma City running the front office. He at least knows what he's doing. Then we got Kuzma and Jordan Poole, which I think are great players to have if you're trying to lose. Give the keys to a franchise to Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
Let him go out there and do his thing. And naturally, you will lose a shitload of games. He'll get his points. He'll go like 10 for 40 shooting. But at least there's a plan now.
That's
That's all I
fair.
can ask for.
That's fair. Yeah, I was hammered at a game once, and I was just yelling at John Wall, and I was just like, "Man, you got fat. You let yourself go."
Yeah.
And he turned and looked at me, and I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" And then years later, he writes this book about depression. I'm like, "Oh, I fucking hate myself."
No, he
I was
turned it on you.
I got to dial it back, man.
Shit.
You were just being a good fan, though.
I was trying to be a good, because but I do notice them now when people are going a little too hard. I'm like, I can tell I'm getting older, because I'm
Yeah.
like, that was kind of
Yeah,
mean.
take it down a notch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was a
if you
kid.
become the take it down a notch guy, you're getting older.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it like at restaurants where I'm like, can you turn down the music a little? What the fuck?
Yeah.
But I actually can't hear.
when every pill you take is a downer. That's how you know, you're like, whatever makes it tomorrow. Let's fucking wrap it up.
That kid getting in LeBron's face after they won the gold. Do you see that? He needs to take it down a notch.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Well, he went up to LeBron on the streets of Paris and wanted a picture, and LeBron was like, "Not now, kid," and kind of like pushed him out of the way.
Wow.
And then he started dancing.
And then he started dancing. So people that hate LeBron James will be like, "Look what a disgusting human being LeBron James is." Michael Jordan would never treat a child like that. Michael Jordan was kind to every kid that he ever met in his entire life.
I've found some like really good hater LeBron accounts that I follow just so I can get my hate up. So
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I've never been a guy. Look, I love that he's on Team USA and I root for him there, but I'm not a LeBron guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically it's probably the most like cut and dry. Either you're a bronzesexual or you're not.
Yeah.
Like there aren't people who are like,
Some people
I don't
are
know.
both.
I'm still waiting for year 21.
He's on the fence.
Like
You're
we come in
teetering.
all stripes.
It's like your college years.
They need to.
It's some
Yeah,
weird shit.
I'm experimenting with LeBron right
You
now.
went abroad.
I was taught growing up, naturally you're supposed to love the Washington Wizards. A man loves the Washington Wizards. And I've thought that I've loved the Washington Wizards, but now I tried LeBron and I think I like LeBron.
Yeah, you
It's
went
pretty fun.
You went abroad for a couple weeks and then you came back and you're like, I kind of like this.
Add another stripe to the flag for
Yeah.
us bronzesexuals.
I just,
Representation matters.
I hate the Lakers too. That's another part of the problem is like,
Right.
there's just an unlikable franchise. And I've always felt that way. I mean, look, looking back, they're great for the sport, obviously. Kobe, Shaq, those years were awesome. But like,
Have you had any like self-reflection where you're like, the Lakers are the Yankees?
of course.
Okay.
They're
I was
definitely
going to say, because like that's the two franchises that do he'll be a Laker soon. Oh, he'll be a Yankee someday.
Yeah.
That's the two like shining examples of it where they're usually right, where they're like, oh yeah, free agent will come here.
Yeah.
No problem.
Now, the Yankees, it is complicated for me because I grew up because my grandfather was a Yankees fan. So I grew up just watching like Bernie Williams and Paul O'Neill on his lap, you know?
Yeah.
And then you get older and everyone's like, these are the fuck. And you're like, it's too late.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And the Yankees' history is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
They're
Especially
really-
all the World Series they won before they let black players play.
That's true.
It's a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them right there.
They're really good now, though.
I was watching a Babe Ruth documentary, and it was literally just old white men,
Yeah.
who were just like, it was like one sentence about how he walked out on his wife and adopted kid, and it was like he walked out on this family. Babe Ruth was one of the kindest people I've ever been around. You know, he was a gentleman. I'm like, didn't you just say he walked? That was one sentence.
Yeah.
Every other sentence was like, what he did for those cancer-stricken children was the Lord's work.
Have you seen the theory that Babe Ruth could possibly be Dominican? I love that one.
He looks a little
bit
tan.
Yeah, right. And it's just like this would throw like all the old sports writers into a tizzy, being like, yeah, he was Dominican.
It's so the sports writers. It's such a weird because I watched the Pete Rose doc too, and it is weird. Like clearly, Pete Rose is not a good human. Like if you want to keep him out of the Hall of Fame, you want to keep him out of the Hall of Fame. Do it for the statutory rape, not the gambling.
Yeah.
That's
He's
such
got
a
a lot of
weird
stuff.
line to draw in the sand. Like you got Ty Cobbin who's pushing pregnant women downstairs.
Although Ty Cobb had a little bit of a like who was it? Oh, it was when they brought all the Negro League like records into MLB, and there was a lot of like Ty Cobb discourse, and I had no idea, but like Ty Cobb essentially got completely slandered by this one writer who wrote a biography about him that just made up shit. Like everything you
but he
know,
did beat his wife.
but like there's like the beating like a handicapped person and like him being like a crazy racist. Like none of that was true, which is nuts.
Wait, did he like Babe Ruth?
I don't know,
That'll tell us
That's
if he was
true.
Dominican or not.
but it was eye opening to be like, wait, how did this happen? That like one person wrote a book about Ty Cobb and then we just were told Ty Cobb was one of the worst humans ever.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was just made up. Not saying he's a good. I'm not vouching for Ty Cobb, but it was crazy to read about it and be like, wait, this guy just made up a lot of this stuff.
That's what you could do as a writer in the old days. There's
Right.
like the
He had a
days of, like,
vendetta.
I'll destroy you in my column.
Yeah.
That was the power. I mean, there's a story about Joe DiMaggio like leaving a hotel room after he just banged someone, and he sees, I think it was Walter Winchell on the street, and he just looked at him like, fuck, this guy's gonna write a piece on me. I'm gonna get trash or like poon hunting on the road. And he just looked at him. He goes, win today and I won't write about this. And they won.
He played the best game
Pretty
of his
cool.
life.
Having your biggest hater become your biographer is an all-time bad move.
Yeah.
Bad move.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Yeah. But credit to that guy for at least like having a vendetta and like
And
I'm
it worked.
gonna ruin this guy for the rest of eternity.
Yeah, if you polled 100 like sports fans, like Ty Cobb bad guy. It's like, yeah, the worst.
Really
yeah.
bad guy.
I bet he wasn't a good.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not vouching for him, but it was crazy to read it and be like, wait, this guy made up a lot of these stories that we walk around being like, Ty Cobb would go spikes up on everyone.
Yeah, is that not true?
I think a lot of it is made up.
I don't know. I feel like most good players would try to spike the second baseman back then.
Yeah,
I
you
feel like
play
it probably
hard.
wasn't just him.
Yeah, and there was also that story, the Mickey Mantle story about when he got head underneath the right field bleachers.
Is that true?
Yeah, he wrote like a thank you note or something. What was the exact story behind
gotta
that?
find it. I'll
Look
find
that up
I
because
thought that was Darryl Strawberry for some reason.
because back in the day, like sports writers, we were told growing up that like baseball is the most poetic sport. They wrote about it in the most like flowery terms ever.
Yeah.
Like a day at the ballpark is nothing like anything else you'll ever experience. They wrote about all the baseball players like they were gentlemen. No, Mickey Mantle was getting his dick sucked underneath the right field bleachers in Yankee Stadium
Oh yeah.
during a game.
So the Yankees hit up Mickey Mantle and were like, the 50th anniversary is coming up. Can you please write something about being a Yankee? And the prompt was, I consider the following my outstanding experience at Yankee Stadium. And he wrote, I got a blowjob under the right field bleachers by the Yankee bullpen. And then this event occurred on or about.
He got sucked off by all the middle relievers.
He said it was about the third or fourth inning. I had a pulled groin and couldn't focus at the time. She was a very nice girl and asked me what to do with the cum after I came in her mouth. I said, don't ask me. I'm no cocksucker. Mickey
Wow.
Mantle,
Mickey
the All-American
Poetic.
boy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that true? That's got to be a real letter, right?
I think
it's
that's true.
sold in auction.
Pretty crass for
Don't ask me. I'm not a cocksucker.
What is
Such
he, like a
great
Tulsa,
line.
Oklahoma boy?
Yeah. What a line.
Yeah.
Oh man!
The
And
manager
then
hated
in doing
his
it, there's a star next to. He signed it Mickey Mantle star, and then underneath the star, he starred and said the All-American boy.
I love that.
Had a sense of humor.
Yeah.
So are they back? Are the Yankees fully back?
I don't know, man. It's hard to tell. That trade was pretty big, but I don't know, man. Pitching is everything in the playoffs, so we'll see.
Yeah. It feels like the Yankees just do the same thing every year.
Yeah.
They have million home runs, and they get to the playoffs. They're like shit.
Those are never the teams that win it all, except maybe the Astros have a lot of power, but
But they have pitching too,
yeah, and they do the little things too. Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll see.
like cheating.
Yeah, cheating's big.
Baseball is such a weird sport where you can be by far the best team, and then in the playoffs, it's just about who's hot at that
Yeah.
given moment.
But hockey is the same way.
Yeah, hockey.
You're a big hockey guy.
You get a hockey goalie standing on his head, then any team can win.
Yeah.
But yeah, baseball playoffs, it's like pitching, and then if you get like two guys that just catch fire out of nowhere, then it's like we saw the Diamondbacks in the World Series last year.
Yeah.
Like crazy shit happens.
Yeah.
But it is fun to see like Yankees do the same thing, get to the playoffs, same thing happens. Aaron Boone, okay, come back next year.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Rinse
I
and
wonder how long they're going to let him hold the reins, you know?
So he's got blackmail. He's got
Yeah.
him and Cashman have to have blackmail. I
Something.
feel like I've been hearing about them getting fired every year for the last 5 years.
You just don't want to waste Aaron Judge's prime because this is fucking insane what
Yeah.
he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's just a
Nuts.
beast.
Yeah. All right. Well, Sam, this has been awesome. I got a rowback question. Last question. RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Rowback.com. We were talking about it earlier, but for people who don't know, one of my favorite things that Sam does is he goes on like local early morning talk shows, news shows, and just bombs on purpose.
Yeah.
So are we worried that it's getting too big, that it's going to be like, you can't do this anymore?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you said it, back there. You're like, you might have to go international. I've tried. It's not a big thing internationally. I'm trying. I'm doing Baltimore TV this week, so I hope I can. get
Fingers
away with it.
crossed.
Yeah, it's tough though. You got to have the getaway car waiting for you. You got to have the car outside. I would say it's like a bank robbery.
So when did it start?
Pittsburgh is where it started because I was like in a bad mood. When you're a young comic, you're required to do morning TV. It's in the contract. They don't give you a door deal, so you're like, this is just for the club that they're making me do it. I don't see another cent from this. So after you do it for like a decade, you start to get a little bitter. And I was kind of like, you know what? Fuck this. So in the middle of it, I just kind of snapped. They never do research. It's always like the corniest shit. No one who's watching this is going to come to my show.
Right.
It's like, people who are like, soccer moms or something who just will not find me funny. So it's like the only way this is selling tickets is if I just burn a hole. So I think the question she asked was, so when did you first catch the funny bug? Have you always been funny? And I was like, no, but when I was young, I was molested by my uncle, and he was funny, so I kind of caught the powers like in Spider-Man. And she just kind of paused and was like, okay, I don't know what to do with that. and I left, and I remember asking them for the tape, the producer, and she just looked at me and she goes, get out. Dumb.
And now you've been doing it. Like I see the clips. They're so fucking funny.
Well, I realized like people started sharing that to the point that I was like, I guess I should do that. I guess I should start doing morning TV. And then it just got bad every time to the point that I was like, I guess I'll just keep doing this.
Is there an art to bombing?
Yeah, it's fun. It's, you know, I mean, look, there's no really killing on those shows either. There's no audience, right? So it's just like I'm playing for whoever's watching. I'm not playing for who's in the room, but they don't want, I've noticed though, they don't want you to come off as like they're the guy there. They don't, the guys are the more insecure ones. The women are usually really cool, but the guys are kind of like, no, I'm the big shot around here. I'm the funny one. And you see them try to be funny. You're like, you ain't the funny one. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So I remember going on there and just rattling them and saying shit they can't say. So I'm like, you know, if I'm making like a pedo joke on like, you know, some NBC affiliate in Philadelphia, the guy's like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I can't do that. So, it just started taking off. I don't know. It's weird.
It's the perfect bit too, because those people, those broadcasters are trained to smile through everything.
Exactly.
And like they have to be cheery and they have to be bubbly, and then you just drop like, yeah, I was raped by my uncle. And they just have to be like, oh.
There were people who thought that was true. Someone like messaged me like, hell yeah, speaking truth to power, taking your pain and making it funny. I'm like, oh, that's not true. I was just trying to ruin the segment.
Did you miss the Spider-Man part of it?
People thought it was real. Yeah, and then it's just funny that they have to be so scripted. Like anything that's off script on those shows is like, they're like, what do I do?
Right.
I'm used to this.
They panic.
So it's just funny to watch it go off the rails.
It's so good.
I have
man.
a publicist who's like losing sleep over these because I can't book them. I can't cold email them. So she gets the hate. They'll be like,
why'd you do this?
Why'd
you send this guy here?
But the funny thing is they don't remember. She's like, now you're ruining it for my clients who like take it seriously, who want to go on. She'll email them a month later and they'll be like, we had some guy come on a month ago and pretend that Columbus, Ohio has a human trafficking crisis and he wouldn't let it go. And she's like, that's disgusting. Someone would, and they just let her know, other clients, no one remembers. So, you know, it ends up working out, but she just messaged me. She's like, I've upped my Xanax. What are you going to do? People get mad. I did one in Buffalo from the Delta Lounge. I put like duct tape over Gary Veter, who tours with me's mouth, and I pretended he's my gimp sex slave. And I just kept saying like, he's not my gimp sex slave. And the guy in Buffalo was like, all right, well, that's the segment for today. Like they abruptly cut it off. And then Rachel Feinstein, who's like one of my best friends, was in Buffalo, and he's like, do you know Sam Morril? And she's like, oh, he's like my best friend. And he's like, I hate that guy. He brought a gimp sex slave on the segment. And I was like, oh yeah, you can't tell these people that we're friends. They all hate me.
Clearly said he wasn't his gimp sex slave.
Yeah, that's what I
couldn't have
said.
been more clear.
You weren't listening. But yeah, so then we do that, and then it's like the thing I look forward to most. My comic friends like Stavros is always like, what are you doing waking up at 7 a.m. after a gig? And I'm like, I've learned to love it.
It's like a challenge.
Yeah,
I love it. It
goes
funny.
south a lot. It will sometimes just not work at all, but for the times it does work, it's worth burning a hole in the room.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you gonna do that in the Netherlands?
I wonder if I can get on stuff. International's tougher. I tried to do it because look, when they roll with me, sometimes it's great too. You know, if they just play, there was a woman for Texas who she got it and she played along, and it was funny, her like straight manning me to everything I said. But then we tried in Australia, and they didn't really. They were too big of fans of it that it didn't work. Like they were like cheering me on for every awful thing I said. I'm like, well, it's not funny when you guys are like doing, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not as scripted as American TV. That's all the comments are like, oh, what is this that you guys do in America? I was like, oh, I didn't know this wasn't a thing.
Oh, it's so good.
In the UK or whatever. But yeah, Australia is more just like all the news.
Yeah.
You know?
All right,
oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Oh, no. I mean, I would go on like MSNBC and stuff, and it would be like guys who are, you know, big. And they don't want you to I'd go on like Ari Melber, and he would just like he would like set me up for a joke and then just like watch it bomb and just like stare at me and be like, so why is that funny? I'd be like, well, apparently it's not. I don't think I guess it wasn't. I don't know. And he'd just be like, huh. It's like they don't want. It's weird. Like they want you on, and then they kind of like
try to psychoanalyze your comedy.
They don't know how to deal with jokes because it's live. So I think, you know, then I just like went into Epstein jokes, and he was like, all right, let's go to break, you know, but.
Yeah, because if you're hosting a morning show or if you're hosting a TV show, your job is usually not to be an audience.
Exactly.
Right? So then all of a sudden he's supposed to just like laugh and be a normal human being.
I would hope so. but
Yeah,
I guess he isn't. Yeah.
He's just not programmed for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Sam, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Everyone go see where we're going to probably air this in the next week and a half.
Okay.
So where are you going after Baltimore?
Well, yeah, I got. I'm in New Brunswick, New Jersey, working on new jokes at the Stress Factory. Then I got Ontario Casino, and then I'm off to Europe, all over Europe. So
Love
like
it.
Paris, Amsterdam, London, Belfast, Dublin, Copenhagen. I don't know.
You
what your
gotta,
listenership
we
is.
gotta see you on international TV.
I don't know if you guys have good listenership in Oslo, but I'm.
We do.
We do.
My fucking numbers there stink.
We
Oslo,
do.
come on.
Oslo, let's
Stockholm.
go.
And then yeah, and I got the new special. You've changed on Amazon Prime. It's one of my favorite ones I've done. So I hope you guys like it.
It's perfect because all of our fans do have Amazon Prime because we got to watch football.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect marriage there. All right. Thanks so much, Sam.
Thanks,
Appreciate
dude.
it.
Thank you guys.
Sam was brought to you by our great friends at Mountain Dew. Love Mountain Dew. We got a big cooler of Mountain Dew right here. I was drinking some Code Reds earlier today. I was drinking Code Reds and Baja Blast yesterday. I had an OG Mountain Dew around the campfire at night last night. Mountain Dew is great. It helps us get off our ass. Mountain Dew will get you off your ass. You got bold flavors, a refreshing citrus kick. Mountain Dew will get you off your ass, have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain, a mountain where the weather's always perfect, your friends are ready to hang, and a day of epic proportions awaits. Nothing like an ice-cold Mountain Dew. It quenches your thirst like no other. It's exactly what your body wants. If it's a hot summer day, grab a Mountain Dew. Do up, just do it. Do the do. The mountain's calling, you should answer. Grab your friends, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and do the do. Fyre Fest is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Welcome back. It's another Fyre Fest of the week. It's brought to you by our great friends at Morgan & Morgan. You know what really stinks? Sitting next to a guy who's farting the entire time. It literally stinks. It's a stinky thing to do, stinky thing to experience. You know what else really sucks? Having your boys all go at you because you're trying to give to charity. But, you know, that's the cross that you bear sometimes when you're trying to be a charitable person. But you know what doesn't stink? Calling Morgan & Morgan. They can help get you what you deserve. They can't help a cranky co-host that tries to drag you down into the depths of oblivion through a sour mood, but they can help fight to get you full and fair compensation when you're injured. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/PMT or dial #law, #529 from your cell phone.
Okay, Fyre Fest of the week time. Hank,
Breaking
you have,
news.
Oh, breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. What do we got?
We have a trade, an interdivisional, inter-podcast trade.
There's been a trade.
A rare in-division trade. Washington
Matthew
is
Judon to the Bears?
Washington is sending former first-round pick Jahan Dotson and a fifth-round pick to the Eagles in exchange for a 2025 third-round pick and 2 seventh-round picks, per sources.
Ooh.
Fleeced.
What do we think, Max?
Commanders got
Fleeced.
fleeced. Agreed.
What round did you draft him in?
We drafted in the first round.
Oh, and what did you get back?
Not a lot last year.
What did you get back?
He had a bad season last year. Apparently hasn't looked
Okay.
good in training camp.
Who was
we-
his quarterback?
We got Martavis Bryant, Sam Howell.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got Martavis Bryant now.
I'm excited. Wait, yeah, Martavis Bryant hasn't played in the league in like 10 years.
Yeah, but
Wait.
remember when he did that somersault catch?
I have a question, though, PFT. Wouldn't you want your rookie quarterback to have more weapons?
We got plenty of weapons.
Okay.
Martavis
I'm just
Bryant.
saying.
Did you not hear me say when I
Martavis
said Martavis
Yeah.
Bryant?
That would be the only part that would make me nervous.
Martavis
You
Bryant.
taking away a wide receiver from
I
your
like
rookie
Jahan
quarterback.
Dotson, a Penn State fan. He was a beast at Penn State. Good wide receiver 3. Give up a third, get back a fifth.
You
Very
needed
happy.
a wide receiver 3, too, right?
Big time.
Yeah.
So wide receiver 3 for a third-round pick. That sounds like a good deal to me.
Well, he was your – what wide receiver was he for you?
But we can't. He was fighting for the second
2.
spot. No, he was not guaranteed that second spot. It was like a competition. He was, I think, losing that competition.
To who?
Let's see.
Martavis Bryant?
Martavis Bryant, possibly. No, it's actually a former Eagle, Zacchaeus.
So we got rid of him,
Yeah,
and he was our 4th last year.
yeah, and now we got him, and he's thriving in our system.
Yep.
Fleeced.
Fleeced.
Somebody got fleeced.
Yep.
Someone got fleeced. We'll find out
We're
later.
not going to find out until the end of the season who got fleeced. But this, I can tell that this was between this and the Cooper DeJean trade. Like
Someone's gonna get fleeced.
We're fleecing the Eagles big time. You're a bunch of bald Eagles over there. Got fleeced so hard.
That's good.
Thank you.
It smells so bad in here. Hank, your Fyre Fest.
I hadn't thought about that.
No, I mean I have a few. It's been remedied, so I don't know that it really counts. It was over the weekend. Also, I've been just sleeping in like a hard shell taco this week. It's been fun, but it's camp. Like you can't really complain about camp. That's just kind of what you get.
Hard shell taco.
I mean, my bed is literally like concave.
No, his bed is broken. The first day.
There was other beds in our bunk.
That's true.
You could have just slept on a different bed.
Or you could have swapped the beds. But
Yeah.
the first day, Hank comes up to me and he's like, is your bed like inverted like this? And I went and I looked at it and it literally looked like the trampoline yesterday. Like the middle of it was just sinking to the floor.
You sleeping in a taco.
Yeah, I think there were
Hard shell taco.
there were like 3 other mattresses that weren't being used.
I don't think it was the mattress. I think it was the
frame?
it was the
Bed
frame.
frame.
Yeah.
You've had trouble.
It
with
was the
those.
ultimate, like, I'll fix it tomorrow. And then by the time it's bedtime, I was like, yeah, I'll just sleep on it. So it's really my own fault.
But Hank,
I also,
didn't you sleep on a bed that had fucked up slats for like 9 months?
Yeah, for like 3 months. I actually found that picture the other day. It wasn't even the slats. It was the construction of the bed. That's neither here nor there.
Who made the bed?
Me. I was basically sleeping like downwards. Like I was doing decline sleeping with blood just rushing to my head every night. I also had an issue with my stove over the weekend that it wasn't working. It had an error message, give me the number to call. So I called and they told me I had to mess with my, circuit breaker board, and my circuit breaker board wasn't labeled. So the lady was just having me turn things on, turn things off. I finally fixed the stove, accidentally killed all the power in my bedroom, hallway, and like the AC. So I didn't have, and then no one was working in my building till Monday, so I had to sleep like in my living room on the couch with a fan like at my face for 2 nights.
Jesus, Hank.
But
That's
I fixed
brutal.
it. Yeah, we fixed it.
So you just haven't been. You've been sleeping either in like a
I've
hot
been
room with a fan or in a taco.
Yeah. So I'm excited to get back tonight and sleep normally for
Get
once.
that AC busting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, PFT.
My Fyre Fest of the week is, it's been a fun week. I don't have a lot to complain about because going to summer camp it's fun, and getting to hang out with boys and basically just play sports all day, competitive games all day.
Yep.
Has been a great time. The first night we got here, we got in a little bit late, and it was myself. It was actually all of PMT, and then the busing guys came in with us. So we get to our bunks, we set up. I believe, Hank, were you passing out mouth tape, or was Big Cat passing out mouth tape?
Not me.
Will Compton.
Will Compton.
I was too.
I
but-
saw on mouth tape.
Yeah, so everybody, I did not use mouth tape. I'm afraid, like I'm asleep, I sneeze. I don't know what that's going to be like. I don't want to tape my mouth before I go to sleep. But everybody had it. We're going to bed, and we're all sending pictures in the group chat to each other of us with mouth tape on. Fast forward a couple days, we're watching Hard Knocks, and there was one TV that was set up. We're seated in this very, very dark room. All the lights were out, just the TV was on. And it was a lot of people from Barstool and a lot of people that are counselors here at the camp that were watching Hard Knocks with us. And during that Hard Knocks, I was posting a picture that I just taken of the TV with Caleb Williams on it, with us interviewing Caleb to promote the show, being like, tomorrow's part of my take. And I'm taking out my phone. I'm going through my photos to select those pictures. And there's some other photos that are in my phone that are saved right next to it. The guy, one of the counselors, looks over my shoulder at my phone as I'm selecting the pictures of Caleb from Hard Knocks, and he's staring at my phone, and then he's looking at me. I'm like, oh shit, he saw something else. So when we're sending all these pictures from the mouth tape incident on Monday night to each other, I respond to the group chat with a picture of my balls, and I said,
Naked balls.
and I said, oh shit, guys, I think I just got bit by a bug. Classic bit with the boys, but the counselor that was sitting next to me just saw like 3 pictures. Because
Of your balls.
I had to get the lighting right. He saw 3 pictures of my balls on my phone, and he just thinks that I've got nudes for days saved on my phone.
Of your balls.
Of my balls.
Never look
Yeah.
at another
And,
man's
and
phone.
he gave me quite a look. It was partially confused.
It's been like, hey, I was just
mostly
sending my balls to the
She
boys.
turned on.
I
Was
was-
maybe like, ooh.
He didn't touch my leg or anything afterwards, but I don't know. But it was a little bit embarrassing for me. So I guess if that's the worst thing that happened to me this week, that's not that
Yeah,
bad.
that's not that bad.
Some guy just thinks that I have a lot of pictures of my balls on my phone.
Yeah,
Which-
he doesn't realize you sent it to your boys.
It was to send to other men.
was
it's
a very
not,
funny
It's not
picture.
like I'm gay or anything.
Yeah, it was a very funny picture. Okay, I'm going to cede my Fyre Fest because I've had a great time this week. I've had nothing bad happen. Knock on wood. We were on Hard Knocks. We've been at summer camp. Can't complain. Living the dream. Got a blessed life. I'll cede my Fyre Fest to my good friend Max. Max, do you have a Fyre Fest this week?
Yeah, I got a little bit of like a call from from the camp, I think.
Yeah?
That's-
What about when you were competing in any of the events? Did you take anything too seriously and then have your team win so you were the guy who shoved the ref in a win?
No, I actually, yeah.
What happened?
Big Cat was saying it all week that we like think about it. Like if you get too competitive, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. I had the most instant regret I think I've ever had in my time here at Barstool.
There's
Maybe
a
not.
line. Yeah, there's a line when we do these events or these activities where I get competitive. Everyone should be
Yep.
competitive. But if you take it too far, you then come across as the guy who's just being a hardo.
I smashed that line, like absolutely smashed it. And it was one of those things where I smashed it so hard, and then I took like 30 seconds, and it was like, holy shit, what did I just do?
So explain it to the people.
Okay, this is what happened. It was the final event. It was the championship of the week.
Yep.
So some may say there was some tactics to get in my head. There were some tactics to get in the referee's head. I think the person who was doing those tactics did a good job of getting in both parties' heads. Which
he's referring to me in this situation. I somehow got into both of their heads with one sentence.
Yep. It's very true. I thought the referee was taking the words from Big Cat and purposely trying to screw me over. And I
think
was
the
an
worst
egg.
part was the throw. Max took an egg and basically recreated the Billy football wiffle ball throw.
And then shoved Rico.
Max-
when he just spiked the ball into the ground.
Max, what were you so upset about?
He thought he got a bad. So what happened was the
Rico
final
wasn't
event,
throwing him good enough
Rico
eggs.
had to throw eggs to Max, and as the event was about to start, I said to Rico, because I was on the other team, I said, Rico, remember all the things we talked about this morning. And then I was basically the uncle from The Godfather 2, showing up to the courtroom, just being like, hey, I'm here. And Max was like, well, Rico, don't you take your integrity as a ref very seriously? And I just yelled, he takes his career even more serious. And then it was just on. The two of them were locked in mental warfare that I had started. And Max pushed Rico, yelled at him, threw an egg at him. And they ended up winning.
Yeah.
So Max, basically, it boils down to the fact that Rico was throwing eggs too high into the air.
Play the clip.
And
They're far.
so then you shoved
just
them.
the sound of the clip, of the end of the clip. Of Max. Oh, don't take off the headphones, Max.
bullshit.
Max was putting he was putting his fingers in his ears like a toddler at dinner last night when we kept on playing the clip. Look at him right now. He looks like a fire truck's coming.
I mean, that's fucking horseshit, you know it, right? You didn't do that shit at all.
He got so Italian.
That's horseshit
That's
and you
fucking
know.
horse shit and you know it.
It was horseshit. It was horseshit.
I'm sorry. I think I've apologized to Rico like 60 times in the past day, and to his credit, he didn't care at all.
Of course he
Like,
didn't.
He was like, dude, I didn't mean to throw him that far. I was like, dude, I'm apologizing. Like, I overreacted so much. He was like, I didn't mean to throw him that far. Like, I'm just tired. And I'm like, me and Rico are good.
Rico was like game, respect, game. I know where you're coming from. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, so I think that was something that I regret very deeply. I've been super anxious about it the past
You're fine, Max.
24 hours, and it's just I'm gonna have to just.
If
I'm just
anyone
gonna-
should apologize, it should be me for getting in both your heads with one simple sentence.
No, well-
I'm not going to apologize,
Because-
but if anyone should, it would be me.
but that was your. I said that was your Magna Carta.
Yeah,
It's just
I was
like
just-
me and Rico, like the two
Wait,
people.
wait, what? That was his what?
Magna Carta, is that
He
not right?
meant magnum opus.
Magnum
no,
opus.
I was the Joker just walking by and
Isn't that
just
Holy
throwing.
Grail though?
I was
Magna Carta Holy Grail.
I
yeah.
was throwing a lit match right in between the two of them, and they both just were on fire, yelling at each other.
Well, he didn't yell. To his
Yeah.
credit,
He just threw eggs crazy.
yeah.
The eggs were thrown high into the air.
It's not. It was
But like
the.
when you have
it
to
was
explain
the
to people
distance.
why you got mad,
I
you're-
know,
you're
an
mad
egg.
because Rico threw bad eggs.
I know it's so bad
In a
It's
game where
so
they
bad.
ended up winning.
Yeah.
All right, Huey, wrap us up.
My Fyre Fest is I haven't taken a shit since I've gotten here.
What?
And I don't know what's going on.
Wait, what?
I don't know what's going on. I've eaten every day, 3 meals. I've had snacks. Don't know what's going on.
Is your body just telling you like you're in a bad place right now? We need to concern. Maybe you're operating so efficiently that you're not creating
What?
any waste.
I've done this as a kid before, where we've gone on trips, and I'll pee fine. Everything else works. Don't
What
poop
the
for like
fuck?
4 days.
Oh, I forgot to say too. One of the craziest things that came out of camp was, I don't know if you saw this, PFT, but I think it happened multiple times. If you walked by on the basketball court, it was just Memes and Shane playing 2-on-1 versus Huey, and it was insane to watch.
It got up to
Huey,
4-on-1.
It was just 4-on-1. They were just like bullying him, like he would never touch the ball because it was 2-on-1.
The editors looked like they were Harlem Globetrotters out there. I mean, it was.
He
it
was just
incredible.
floundering around trying to and like I walked by actually before last night when Memes literally was like, Huey, you ready for some 2-on-1? Like they're still doing this?
It's his own sport.
It was so funny.
It's
All
like a
right.
time game. How quickly can you get to 11 points against Huey? Against
Yeah.
the clock?
I won one of the games.
What?
You beat him?
And I was within one shot on 3 of them.
What?
So-
How?
I could shoot.
Oh,
Every time I would shoot it, I yelled, Kate.
Caitlin?
Yeah. He goes, I'm her.
All right, so Huey, you got to shit, man.
Yeah, I
Before
ate
you
some,
get on this bus.
I ate some fruit this morning. Seemed to have done more damage than anything I've eaten so far.
So have you shit?
No, not yet. But I've
Have you had coffee?
no. I'm
Drink-
not a coffee guy.
drink some
but
coffee.
That would probably
Yeah.
be new to my system.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you drink a cup of coffee and you've never drank coffee, yeah, it's gonna run through you like it's going through a goose.
I'm also a little scared of these bathrooms, and I don't know if that's just
They're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're okay. Now I understand what Huey. I think your body is just anxious. I think since you know
Yeah.
that you're away from home base,
there's a
you know, it's-
comfortability.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't have.
comfortability. Your
Yeah.
body knows to shut it down until you get back into like a situation where you're comfortable pooping.
Yeah, something's up, but we're gonna be all right.
Huey, you want to finish this cup of coffee? It's just a little bit of coffee.
Sure. I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
Well,
We got to have you shitting, Huey.
Yeah, we do.
It's part of your job description.
Yeah, we do.
Give him a sticker when he's done.
Okay, next week, football week, fully. I know there's 4 games Saturday, which we'll talk about on Monday, but full football week. We're going to prep everyone for week 1 of college football. We got some great guests lined up. So let's kick it to ourselves back in studio with numbers.
Love you guys.
Okay, let's wrap up the week. Let's do some numbers. 56.
8.
20.
Go 97 Pug.
Juan.
21.
What was that?
1.
Juan? Juan?
Juan. Say.
what is that?
I think it's 86. 86.
You thought it was 56.
No, I thought it was 98. Yeah,
Oh.
but I forgot he did 97. Max, Mad Men mean, I don't think about you, okay?
I mean, you literally only pick my 2 numbers.
No, they're my
you
two
start-
numbers.
and you-
Whoa, they're my two numbers.
And you start off every single one of these asking if I've ever gotten it.
Have you ever gotten
I
the
don't.
lottery bowl?
I've gotten numbers. Have you ever gotten
even
either?
think
I've
about
never gotten the lottery bowl. No, not on this machine.
it.
Yeah.
The lottery
See how
ball
easy
is
that
all
is
that
to say?
matters, and you know that. You know that.
I got the number.
Love you guys.